Hey, everybody, I'm Captain Tommy Scoville, and you are on the lifeboat. Glad that you're here. Before we get rolling, a couple of things. The other day, I said, I would really love to shout this person out, but I don't want to shout this person's name out, right? So I said, we'll call him Brian. And that's not exactly the guy's name. The guy's name is Bryden, which is very close, but not exactly. Bryden Sibbs, who's a Canadian and a world traveler who has just sent me cool gifts from everywhere. Like, when he's in South America, he's like, hey, I got coffee beans you won't believe. And they were absolutely unbelievable. They really were. And he sent maple syrup. This maple syrup came from Canada, right? And Canada is, they send thicker syrup. And he was like, this stuff is thicker than motor oil. Where I grew up, the lower grade stuff, they used to, like grade A fancy was the thinnest, right? So the stuff that was like C grade was as thick as motor oil. And the people that made it kept it. It was like head stash for the people that made the stuff. They sell off the grade A fancy and the locals drink the really heavy stuff. And this stuff is really heavy stuff and you can't really buy that. So it was just awesome. And there's other gifts he sent me, but I think I may work one of them into a challenge. There may be something silly we do with one of them. So, but also I probably would have been back earlier because this was health related, people. And I'll get into all that, but I would have probably been back a little bit quicker. But Miss Dragon, I have a connection to Miss Dragon in some way or another. Honestly, I'm not exactly sure how the connection works, but I got a connection to Miss Dragon. I got this in the mail while really struggling with some medical stuff. This is Cruel Shoes by Steve Martin. This may not resonate, but if you know this book, like I started laughing when I ripped the thing open. I read this book. I cannot begin to tell you how many years ago, and I probably read it 3 times, but it's been a really long time since I read it. And one of the things you really shouldn't do if you have a headache currently going is to even think about, 1 second, my friend, even think about reading, right? So it was a really bad idea. Hold on 1 second. I got somebody here. Hey, you look marvelous.
I haven't showered yet. I haven't done anything yet today. I thought you were telling me to I'm embarrassed.
You look like $1,000,000. You look like $1,000,000. Oh my God.
I just drank a smoothie with blueberries in it and my lips are all blue. I'm really embarrassed, Tommy. I would never do this for anybody but you.
Leave the blue and rock the hair. It kind of looks like you partied last night. There's just something about that look. I don't know. I've seen it before. I don't remember where. Listen, you'll like this. So this is perfect timing, right?
Okay.
This is absolutely perfect timing. I have a laundry list of medical problems, but I don't share all of them with the boat. And I've talked about all of them probably in cursory conversations over the course of a long time of doing these. But I don't get into the symptoms and but they tend to be episodic, right? So I can go really good for a really long time, and then I get stricken with things. And there's a couple of different things I got going on, but one gives me migraine headaches, really, really bad migraine headaches. And that happened. So I took time off. And when I came back, and my eyes didn't hurt, I still have a headache, but it's about here. When it's behind my eyes, I'm shot. But when I came back, everybody had decided that there was a problem between Reese and I, and we're great. So I had to force her to come on here and say hello. I'm telling you, you should rock that look. If you're in the chat and you think she should rock that look, can you throw up a deuce?
It looks like I swallowed a hand grenade.
I'm not sure that's how I would have described it. It looks like you were out really late. Like that's the Saturday Night Live used to do a skit, and they would show like women leaving. This was in the 80s when Saturday Night Live was funny. Don't get it messed up. This was in the 80s when they were funny. But they would show a girl like running out of a New York apartment building to a cab in the morning, like one shoe off and, running basically to get into the cab. And that was always the hairdo right there. I mean, it's exactly what it looks like. So,
doing the walk of shame.
That was, you've seen it, because I'm not kidding you. I think that was the name of the series was called the Walk of Shame, or the Morning Walk of Shame, or something like that. But, don't mess with it. You had it. See, look at all the deuces. Are you kidding me? Everybody digs the look.
I would never do this for anyone but you. I would never come on my channel looking this bad, looking this rough. This is slumming it. Well, this is bad.
Do you want to hear the good news? No one knows you're on this. Like I didn't put your name on this. We're gonna get very, very, very little traction. And I'm not going to do a post immediately after this video to say, if you have not seen Reese's hair, you really need to come on and check out the lifeboat for for my morning show. I wouldn't do something like that. Look at this. Look at this. And this is a dude, right? I know Hunter a long time. This is a dude. She looks amazing. All right, let's check out some of these other ones. Sexy Reese, sexy.
Yeah, so sexy. So yeah, no, guys, this is bad.
Lifeboat is the honesty. Look at this. We've probably all done the walk of shame. I have. Let me tell you something.
I have. For real, I have. Yeah. I'm actually kind of proud of that.
Reese was just transferred in from the Starship from Star Trek Enterprise. Okay, so look, we're still batting 750. That's like that's Hall of Fame average. Every one of the comments was good, except that.
Well, Michael I would say I'm definitely a solid 1 or 2. So thank you. Thank you. Out of 10, I would say I'm at least a 2. So thank you.
You want to hear something just shallow? If you were a deuce, I probably wouldn't have you on the show. Isn't that horrible? Isn't that just a terrible thing to say? But I'm kind of shallow. I have a shallow streak.
I always say I'm as deep as a puddle. Please, no, it's okay.
It would have to be a really, really shallow puddle. I'm working on that. But here's the thing. It doesn't affect me so much. As I get older, it's kind of less of that. But I've also found that I'm not just being a cliche. You can go back. I've done like 30 videos on this subject. There is a really big difference, right, between beautiful, right, and attractive. Because I've known some drop dead attractive women who are some of the ugliest people I've ever met in my life. So it really is. And then the older you get, the more you realize that eventually you're just going to have to talk to people. And that gets really old if there's not something to talk about. Reese.
Thank you, Nat.
I wish I looked this good getting up. Nat B, you're so cool.
Thank you, Nat B. Most of your people are my people. I know all these people. So thank you, guys. See this?
And apparently we're doing this better because now, for some reason, you can read the comments. You're getting better at this. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's definitely we're honing in on it.
Yeah. Could you please explain the number code, the 1, the 2, etc.? 1 usually means that people are pulling for you, praying for you, or wishing you really good vibes, that kind of thing, or anything else you do that you find in that general direction. We don't crap on anybody for whatever that means to them. Deuce is usually left open, so I can say, hey, throw up a deuce if you agree with me, kind of thing. Deuce is usually open. And then that's pretty much all except for 5 by 5. If I say, give me a 5 by 5, 5 refers to how good the video is on a scale from 1 to 5. The second 5 would be how good the audio is. So if I start going bad, people will throw up like a 5 by 3 or, something along those lines. And then I can, in theory, touch things on the screen, which very often ends the show. So I'm not very good at this.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have a very funny crew. Yeah, my hair always looks good. And that is the beauty of this look, right? I adopted this look shortly around the time God decided to adopt it for me. I actually can grow hair in. It's just, it requires that spray paint stuff they used to sell in really late night infomercials. Do you remember that? Ron Popeils?
Yeah, I've seen that. Like
I would have to do that. And I don't know. Or I'd have to spend an awful lot of money and I'm just not that vain. So I just decided to shave it. And it was a really long time ago. I swear to you people, when I started shaving my dome, you just never saw people with shaved heads. I was in Salt Lake City and I went into a 7-Eleven, Reese. I swear on everything I love. This is a true story. It was the night I shaved my head. Now, admittedly, I nicked it once or twice. And admittedly, right around the same time, that movie Natural Born Killers had come out pretty recently. Might have been one of the reasons I shaved too. I like the look. It was one of the reasons. But anyway, Woody Harrelson. So what ended up happening is I go into this 7-Eleven, right, to get, now the look really is complete. Before that, it wasn't the complete dash of shame, but now it looks like you may have lost your clothing. Now it looks like you may have lost your clothing, stolen something off of the bed, and you're running to the cab. It is the complete look.
I literally got out of bed. I haven't done anything. I've just been cleaning and I'm freezing. That's why. Go on with your story. I know I just squirreled off and I have no idea what I was talking about, but that was really funny. When you put that on, it cleared my head completely. Looking like a true grandma. looking like a real
Oh, so I go into the 7-Eleven. I go into the 7-Eleven, right? And I'm going over to get a Slurpee, and I'm just on my way home. I was getting it for my kid for Spanx. And I look over, and there's a cop by the front, and he goes like this, and his hand goes up, and he takes the snap off the thing on his pistol, right? Puts his hand back down. So I went walking straight up to him. I was like, whoa, what was that? The hell are you doing with this? He's like, what are you talking about? He goes, oh, I play with that all the time. I'm like, no, man. But I do find I get way better service. Like if I go up to a counter and I go, excuse me, people like run up. You
because
folks need your own comedy channel. You just get way better service when you're bald because they just assume you're mean. You know what I mean? They just assume that you're not a nice person. I mean, it's not nice, but I have found I get way better service when my head is shaved than I do when I have hair. I'm not suggesting you do this. I think you should stick with the look you got right now.
No, I kind of like my hair, but
including the wrap, by the way.
Yeah, I find I get way better service if I look presentable and have makeup on and I'm dressed up. If I go somewhere looking like this, people are not as nice.
Well, I mean, the real world in general is not all that nice. Okay, so yeah, because of my bald head, I get way better. Davey says I'm an asshole whisperer.
I can't believe that. I find that hard to believe that you get better service because you're bald.
Oh, I do. I get way better service when I'm bald. I mean, I lived half of my life with hair and half of my life bald. You get way different service when you're bald. They treat you differently. I promise you. And I'm also really tall and I'm kind of wide. But yeah, I don't know if distinguished rocks it. I don't know if distinguished rocks it. But thank you so much. You know, I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate you hopping on. But
yeah, I can hop right off. I'll hop off now.
No, don't do that.
Really?
No, don't do that. No, that's not what I was doing. I wasn't giving you an out. I was honestly thanking you. Is what I was doing. Because I really do appreciate the heck out of it. And I'm getting to the part of the story where you're really essential. So about 3 or 4 minutes before I was getting ready to go live, like I'm not looking at screens if I can avoid it while I have a headache, right? It's not a really good idea. So I avoid that like the plague. So right before I went live, man, a lot of you were sending emails thinking that the reason I'm not here is because my feelings were hurt. Look at that animal.
So large.
That's a huge pussycat.
Be nice.
No, I don't even mean thick. I mean, she's long. I mean, she's a very long pussycat is what I meant. She's thick too. She's a chunk, but she's very, very long. She carries it well.
Yeah. Yeah, we both do. Honestly, I think we're similar. We have short legs and big tummies. Go on. We're listening.
As a true grandma of 9, you look wonderful, Reese. So do you, Tommy. Thank you. So glad you guys can't see me. Yes. Isn't that nice for all of you? No fat cat shaming. I happen to like chunks. I follow them on Instagram. There's at least 6 or 7 different chunk people that I follow on Instagram.
It's nice.
I'll be honest, I don't go over to Instagram as much as I used to anymore. I don't post anything, but sometimes I do look at cat videos there because they cheer me up. But I have been under the weather viciously, people. It's been nothing but physical, and that's the truth. And if you've been on the boat for any length of time, you've gone through a bunch of these. But if you're new here, this happens, and I always will put up a post that tells you what's going on with me. I promise. I always will do that. And I have a brother that's a YouTuber, so you never have to worry about me like disappearing. I have a YouTube brother. If I'm not putting stuff up, it's usually because I love this. I would do this all day long. I really would. If I'm not doing it, it's because there's something going on. It's usually probably a headache related or something to do with my ticker because we're working on that right now too, right? But those are the things. And I know that you guys are concerned, and I love that. I really do. But there have been times where people get concerned and really, so I always look, if you're concerned, always go to the community post because I'll always put up a community post, man. That is a real good cat, right? Chili Nancy says, that's a real good cat. It really is. Look at her. She's just chilled out, feet in the air. That is a happy animal. How old is she?
I think she's around 5, maybe 6. We adopted her when she was 4.
Oh, good for you. I love people that adopt cats that aren't kittens.
I never adopt kittens. I always get older cats, always. I like older cats.
Kind of tough, aren't they? I mean,
kind of how I like my men. Older.
Oh, yes, I forgot. Nothing like hanging out with Reese because she'll make you feel like you're not old enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a fact right there.
Especially once you're the B side. Does anybody get that reference? Are we all old enough? See, you don't know, Reese, but back in the day, musical songs used to come on a record that was quite small called a 45. And when you were on the other side of the 45, that would be the B side. The A side was the good song, and the B side was the one that sucked, but they were going to get you to buy it because you were going to get the A side. So it was usually a song you knew really well, and then on the other side was like a song that was just awful that you didn't want to have. You missed records. Records were awesome. Records were the greatest. They're making a comeback, you know.
I didn't know.
Yes.
I knew none of this.
Yes. Vinyl is making a huge comeback, and I'll tell you why, because this is an interesting piece of trivia. The reason being, when they compact music, like to put on a compact disc, they have to get rid of a bunch of it. I didn't know this until just recently. An audiophile who is a crew member on the boat mentioned this to me. Now, I wanted to wait until I had about as many people in here as I could so that I could say sorry to Sandy Gale. People, this gig makes you paranoid. I promise you, and the longer you do it, the more paranoid you're going to get. I went and looked last night at the number of Sandys I've blocked, right? And during the show, I have people that text me and ask me things, right? Because they're trying to keep everything running smooth. I make no excuses. It's on me, right? And I just said, I don't think you're real. Anytime I make a mistake, people, I'll come on and tell you I made a mistake. I promise you. But we're not going to debate it with me talking to you. And I'll tell you why. That would be the best way to do it. But what I'm saying to you right now, what you're hearing right now, I said 25 seconds ago, right? There's a delay on this. So by the time we start doing this back and forth, we destroy an entire show. And I was trying to not do that. I didn't handle it well. She's a good person, and I apologize. She was not at all what I thought she was. But I will block good people all the time by accident because I'm not going to let somebody say something in here. There have been things said in here that have left marks for really long times on people. So I ask them. If I ask you because you said something and you're like, whoa, dude, I'm not that person, send me an email, right? We work it out. We did not block Sandy, but I didn't handle it well. Right. So, and I apologize because that's on me. Sorry, Reese. But I really did want to take care of that when there was as many people here as possible. You know what I mean? Like, I love it when people do apologies when there are 13 people on the on the feed, and then they, you know, then there's like 1,000 at the end that didn't see it.
Yeah. How many people are in here? Because I can't see.
About 300 currently.
Okay.
Jeepsy Soul, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And
I just answered her
asks,
email.
I hope you're answering it. You know how behind I'm going to be on emails? I'm terrified.
Yeah, I was catching up before you texted me.
See, I have that effect on people, Reese. I've been doing this my entire life, and usually to women. I derail people's schedules, and it's something that I probably shouldn't do. Question: what is your favorite Shakespeare play or quote? Favorite Shakespeare play, Twelfth Night. Favorite Shakespeare quote would probably be the tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day till the last syllable of recorded time. That one. And all our yesteryears have lighted many fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but an illusion. A poor player who struts and frets his hour upon the stage and then is heard from no more. This is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. There's a name for that, but I don't remember what it's called, so I just thought I'd spit it. Sorry.
I can't comment on that, Jill, though. I was working in the Church of Scientology at a very young age. I know nothing about Shakespeare, but I know Jill knows me.
Favorite Shakespeare movie? Don't tell me you didn't see Leonardo DiCaprio play
Shakespeare made movies? Are you talking about Shakespeare or Scorsese?
Adaptations of Shakespeare movies, like when Leonardo DiCaprio played
with Claire Danes.
See, you are familiar, but you make me look like we're playing $20,000 pyramid, and you're, the partner that isn't quite there. You knew exactly.
That's the only one I know, though. Are there more?
Yes, and when I tell you them, you're going to go, "Oh no, maybe I do know that one." How about Shakespeare in Love?
No, but I know Gwyneth Paltrow was in it.
Yes, and if you haven't seen Shakespeare in Love, and you either do or don't like Shakespeare, it's one of the greatest movies, honestly. If you dig Shakespeare, there are so many references in it that are only for Shakespeare heads. And if you don't know Shakespeare, you won't catch him. But when you see your friends do it, it'll make you want to go and look them up, and you'll get into Shakespeare.
Okay.
Yes, I know soliloquy, but they have a specific name for that particular soliloquy. And it's not just the Macbeth one. It's the, I don't remember. It's because I'm not. Favorite movie is Much Ado. Much Ado is another one. Oh boy, don't you love it when something goes in and out of your head? Like it's right there in the front and you're about to say it. And then all of a sudden it's just like gone.
Yeah, no, I hate when that happens. That's been happening to me a lot lately.
Hey, your big dog's back.
Yeah, he's having his Sunday bone. He gets a special bone on Sundays, so I was wondering if it was still going. He's pretty excited about it.
How long before somebody in the chat says something dirty about that?
I like a good Sunday bone as well, so I said it first.
She says from 3,000 miles away. Safety and distance. I see how it works. Since we have a good-sized crowd here, can we please put the drama between Reese and Tommy to rest? They love each other. Well, we're working on it. I've said it twice. She hasn't said it back yet.
No, I love Tommy. I have shouted it from the rooftops. Don't even start with me. When I saw
I don't remember seeing it at the bottom of my email. That's all I'm saying.
When I saw your community post, guess what I did? I texted Aaron this morning and I was like, I'm worried. Is everything okay? Hey, you're too loud. Is this thing on, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It goes.
Can you hear him? So you can't hear him then. He's drowning that out. That's drowning it out. Okay. No, I've been very worried and I've told everybody I know how much I love you. So don't be starting any nonsense. I say it all the time. I say it too soon. I'm the person that says it too soon. Okay. But that's the cancer sign in us. That's we're cancer signs, aren't we?
Yes, we both absolutely are. And very close to one another, actually. Very, very,
very close.
You would fit right in. Whole family. Like July is worse than December. Like you can't know. Everybody in my family was born in July. Everybody. Oh yeah, it's brutal. I think it has something to do with where you're born. Like we grew up in a very cold part of the country, and I think when it gets cold, everybody starts doing it. Because like everybody I knew was born in July. Like everybody I grew up with. Oh. I'm a huge Shakespeare fan, and I have been. It probably started because I acted in a bunch of shows, but then I just got into it. I really dig Shakespeare. Huge fan. I call him Bill. Drives my daughter crazy. I refer to him as Bill Shakespeare, and she gets very, very angry at it. Love you both and your live videos. I run a small business and work about 14 hours a day. Love catching your videos throughout the day. Christina, you're a hero. That is a very, very long work day, but
it is.
That's how small businesses become larger businesses.
Yeah, that's right, girl.
It really is. Good for you. I love it. And thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, we're not mad at each other. You know, I mean, she's going to have to get a little bit more prepared before she comes on. I mean, look at this. You know what I mean? I gave her 7 minutes notice. 7 minutes. You think you should get, you know?
This is bad.
I don't even think I gave you 7 minutes. But I had already planned to do the live feed, and I'm just like, I'm looking, and I'm like, oh crap, man! Everybody, I don't have feelings, people. I'm not being smart, but like to hurt my feelings, man. I grew up in the '80s, people. You know what I mean? We were vicious to one another. If you could have seen my like little circle of friends, if you knew how many times somebody shaved somebody's eyebrow, like the things that we did to each other, we were horrible. We were like, it was vicious, like hazing and taunting, and it was great. I love those guys. But no, you're not going to hurt my feelings. And let me tell you something. When I said I don't look at what anybody else does, I don't. So the person who sent me an email and said somebody made a really nasty video about you, I'm sure of it. Right? If I don't do a video for a day, someone's going to make that video. Come over and check my community post. They don't have an inside line on me. Whoever it is, I promise you. Just come check it out. Over here.
Wait. Hold on. Somebody made a video about you? A nasty video about you?
If I don't make a video for I do videos every day, and I've been doing videos every day for 3 years. So if I miss a day, right, and that occasionally will happen, someone's going to make a video because everyone's going to go look, right? What happened to Tommy, right? It's the same thing's going to happen to you, right? You take a couple of days off and someone will make a video about where you're at, right? You're in an island or you're doing crack or whatever. And I don't care. It's their business model. I've said it before. I'm not mad at these people.
Kind of sounds juicy. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, well, I don't watch him just because it keeps him going. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to vote for that crap. And I truthfully don't find it entertaining. And I think a lot of times the people that watch this stuff don't find it entertaining. But sadly, when we vote for that stuff, it keeps people like that on the air. So I'd like to make them work harder for their work. That's low hanging fruit. We just wait for somebody to not make a video and then lie about them. It's kind of a tough way to make a living. But I mean, it's a shtick, right? I'm mad at you. You do your shtick. But I don't fire back at them because it just then makes other people go look at them, and it's like running an ad for
them. Okay, I could see that.
I love when people call me fat, like it's my name. People
call you what?
Nice. Fat, she said. There are people on this planet that call people fat. Blows my mind. Seriously, I don't even call my friends fat, and I'm not nice.
Are you saying fat as in like me and my cat?
No. Someone said about themselves. Here, I'll put it up for you. Here we go. Where we go? At least in theory, I'll put it up for you. Here you go. Inappropriate heifer says, I love when people call me fat. Like it's my name, people.
Well, half I'm proud of you for that, babe, but I don't love it still, but I know I'm fat.
Now, you know what though? Here's the thing. Honest to God, that needs to really it's a term that we should probably just do without, because fat to one person, right, has nothing to do with fat to another person. Like I've had this conversation with so many different dudes where someone will go, oh, that girl's fat. And the guy will go, oh, no, that girl's thick, right? And everybody starts, doing the guy thing. So I'm telling you, there's a lid for every pot. I promise you there's a lid for every pot, and everybody defines everything a little bit different. So
can I ask you a question while we're on the subject?
Sure you can.
Have you ever boned a chubby girl?
I think it's pretty safe to say, and I'm not trying to sound like the ultimate piece of crap, but there's probably not too much on that list I haven't done at one time or another. That's yes, absolutely. I don't know that there's, honestly, I was, for a very long period of time, I kind of got, I worked through life that way for a while. Like if this person is willing to sleep with me, I can't be that much of a dirtbag kind of thing. And unfortunately, the longer you do that, the less time that lasts. So you end up becoming just like an epic man whore. But it was again, just another part of the whole, lifestyle that sadly, until I figured out who I was, I did a lot of sleeping with a lot of people. Probably wasn't a great time in my life, but I have dated a low talker. I have absolutely dated a low talker, or hung out with one. I wouldn't say I dated one, but I know one.
What's a low talker?
Tommy, are you an Alice in Wonderland collector? I am. Who's my favorite character? That would be the Mad Hatter. I mean, aside from Alice, who obviously is the character, but the Mad Hatter. And I am a collector. You would be blown away if you saw my Alice collection. Actually, you'd be really tripped out. I've got a lot of Alice stuff, a frightening amount of Alice stuff. Really, really old books, really, really rare books. I collect all of them. Alice in Wonderland. Big fan of the work. You familiar?
Somewhat, only because of Scientology. It comes up a lot in Scientology. I was still stuck on the boning thing. Real quick, back onto that subject. You didn't seem
climbing back onto that subject.
Just real quick, Tommy.
Back onto the boning.
Real quick.
Sure.
Was that enjoyable for you, or were you grossed out? I kind of need to know, because you didn't really go one way or the other, and it was too hard to read.
I've never been grossed out by anybody I slept with in my life. If I was grossed out, I wouldn't have slept with them. Yeah.
No,
I've never been grossed out by somebody I slept with. And and I've honestly, again, there's a big difference between the whole beautiful and the whole pretty thing. And beautiful people are beautiful people, and they're beautiful people. There was a girl, I don't know how to do this one. I would never want to put it. Yeah, I knew a girl that was probably 190 pounds. She was a masseuse, right? And I didn't know her in that, I never got a massage from this woman, but she was she worked at a place where I was an instructor for skiing. And this is one of the most beautiful people you ever saw in your life. And there was nobody that didn't see it. Like, this girl had me pick up the entire mountain, and called herself Chuck. And I throw that out there just in case Chuck sees this, because she's the kind of person that could stumble across it, but just absolutely freaking stunning. And everybody saw it. But I promise you, if she stared at the ground and she rolled her shoulders forward, right, people wouldn't have seen that. But she walked into a room with such confidence that when she walked in, everybody was like, damn. And walked out to we got snowed in Utah, and there was this was during ski season, obviously, and on the roof was a pool, and everybody went up and went swimming at 2 a.m. in the middle of a snowstorm, and there's 27 feet of snow crossing the road. There was been an avalanche and everything else, and this girl came walking out with more confidence than anyone you've ever seen in a bathing suit, and no one said a word for probably 30 seconds. And this was a big girl, but just sexy as hell. She really was.
And you said that was 190?
Yeah, she was 190 and was absolutely stunning at 190. She could have modeled at 190. But if you look at, and I suggest everyone does, look at the very first Playboy spread, right? Look at the very, very first Playboy spread, the first one that was ever done. The first centerfold model in Playboy ever was Marilyn Monroe. And at her absolute biggest, go look at that picture compared to what they tried to make her into by the end. And it's pretty damn depressing. It's pretty freaking depressing. I would say she was probably 5'7", maybe 5'8". She was tall. She wasn't short.
Oh,
Michelle, laugh your ass off. What? You're picking on me?
No, I'm going to do that on my own live stream. Go on.
Oh, see, no, that's just mean. That's just mean.
I just have things to say with my girls that I can't say in here, but I know, Michelle, I'm laughing at your comment, and Hef, I'm laughing at your comment that was back there a minute ago.
Look, I will say this. And I'll say it without embarrassment. And this isn't inappropriate, heifer. I'm not, and I didn't sleep with this girl, by the way. And
I know you
she
do,
wouldn't have been
Barbara.
the biggest, and she would not have been the biggest girl. Anyway, I'm not doing this for the entire world. No, she would not have been the biggest girl I slept with, by the way.
This is why you can't have me on your show. This is why we can't have nice things, because I go into different subjects. I'm going to sit here.
That's one of my brother's favorite expressions. He says that all the time.
Sit here quietly.
I hope he's here because he will be laughing so hard if he caught that comment.
I will sit here quietly and mind my manners.
Well, no. See, now what you do. See how this works. This is bad communication, boys and girls. We can all learn from this one. She wants to take her ball and leave, and we weren't even done with the cool conversation. That's not nice.
We weren't, but Tommy, I do have to say, moving forward away from the
because you want fodder for your next show. I'll give it to you. No, we'll let you go.
Okay. No, I don't.
No, what are we moving on to?
No, I just want to say that, guys, I'm actually glad I'm here because what are you laughing at?
Russ. Oh. Spoken like a convict. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
Is it his stomach? The other thing, guys, I just want to say is I'm just glad that Tommy's okay. And I was worried about him. I was worried about the crappy emails that you got. And I'm glad that we're okay. Because I was worried. Did I not text you and say, I just hope we're cool?
Yeah, but yeah, we were by then we were talking. I did. I promise you people. 5'7", 190 isn't a big girl. I said she was a supermodel is what I said. I said that this girl, and find me a supermodel that's not 110. Okay, you mean people. Miss Dragon, I love you. In spite of the fact that you literally kept my migraine going for probably 40 more minutes. I kept trying to put this book down. If you've never experienced Steve Martin, and you haven't, what year you were born, what, 84 or 86?
84.
There was an Olympics that year, you know.
Oh, was there?
You know. Los Angeles, California. Actually, it was one of the most successful Olympic games ever thrown, actually. And a lot of really famous people who were involved in putting it on, and now they're all dirtbags and considered really bad people, so we won't say their names. But it was a very, very successful Olympics with a lot of really, really famous people in it.
That's pretty neat. I don't know that. Yeah,
Carl Lewis, Jeremy Shelton, well played. See this? I'm being picked on. In my own house, I'm being picked on.
Guys,
listen, if you're trying to gain weight, hold on. This is actually really important because I've had about 9 people that have reached out, maybe 10, who are suffering with illnesses that cause people to really struggle with weight loss. I'm not kidding you. If you ever need to put on weight, this is absolutely the fastest way to put on weight on planet Earth. And this is what actors do when they got to put 50 pounds on for a part. Right? You ever thought about that? Those people, this is what they do. They will get a gallon of ice cream, right? Vanilla, whatever, chocolate. And then they let it melt. And they will drink one of those every single day with 3 meals and everything else. Yeah. Is that foul? But that is how you do it. And you will put on weight so fast, it will frighten you. Peanut butter. I eat peanut butter every day. I do so much peanut butter.
I don't need to be told how to put on weight. That's cute. But yeah, no, thank you. That's fascinating. Hey, Tommy, one other thing. Do you mind showing us your paddles? We've been talking about that a lot on my lives as well.
My what?
Your paddles. I call them your paddles.
Oh, my hands.
Your paddles. Guys, look again. This is crazy. We've been talking about this in my Facebook group. Look at his paddles.
You've been talking about this in your Facebook group.
Yeah. We've been chatting about it. Us ladies have been talking about it. Thank you for showing that. Thank you for showing that.
Now we really have jumped the rails.
All good things. All good things.
Yeah, but you know that there's no truth to any of that stuff, right?
All
right, look, everybody look away. I'm going to show Reese something. All right, everybody look away. Just real quick. Everybody look away. No, I can't do that. I think they would demonetize it. What do you think?
You are in for a show. My last 2 videos have been demonetized, so it really doesn't matter to me. But
did Did you flash bunny foo-foo? How did you get demonetized? You played music.
Nope. Happens to me all the time. I get demonetized all the time.
Did they just give you the yellow, or did they say we're just taking this thing down?
Oh no, they give you the yellow and then you have to appeal it. And then it takes them 4 days.
How about this? 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, I did not have one that was not yellow, because the big red button was convinced that when I say cocaine, I'm telling everybody to snort it. When I say heroin, I'm telling everybody to shoot it. And I did 150 at least where I appealed, and they just went, screw you, drug addict, right? Like that was the response I got on, we looked this over. And then one day everything just started turning green, and I didn't change a damn thing. I think it just finally, maybe they're like, he's not going away. Maybe we should have somebody look at this. And they're like, oh, damn, he's a sobriety channel,
That, but also it could be because you grew. Aaron told me the bigger he got, the less he got demonetized, and the faster when he would appeal it. It took like an hour.
There's truth to that. No, there's absolute truth to that.
It sucks.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
I did a video 2 days ago and it got demonetized, and it has 10,000 views. And
that's because you guys were talking about my hands in junk, weren't you? Tell the truth. What did it get demonetized for?
100%, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And it was monetized just this morning, and I was like, great, it has 10,000 views, so it doesn't matter now. It's too late. The one I did with Aaron last night, I got demonetized on too. I don't know.
Huckleberry, would that be a size 13 man shoe or a size 13 woman shoe? Because I have a size 13 man shoe.
You wear a size 13?
Oh, that was a mistake. Yes, I have really big feet too. I'm a big dude. Like if you see me in person, I'm just one of those dudes that, like, my wrist, like I work and repair and sell watches for a living, right? So they don't make a watch that fits on me. I have to order extra, links for everything. When you see me in person, I'm thick. But Aaron's like that too. Aaron's a big dude. You know what I mean? Like his whole body he's just a big dude. I'm 6'2".
You're 6'2"? That's
somebody just asked that. Did you just say that's average?
6'2" seems average to me.
I love that.
Wait a minute. Are you in California? That. Just so I know.
No, I'm not in California. No, but 6'2". I think if you ask the guys in the room, is 6'2" average? I don't think it is. I think the average guy is 5'9". Somebody Google that. Somebody take my shirt off. If I take my shirt off, honestly, do you know the number of people that will unsubscribe if I take my shirt off?
I always thought 6'2" is just normal. I love to climb that like a tree, and I always say that I don't get down with anything really under that. But so many men are that tall. Maybe it's just that I'm short.
This is my guy. You know what's funny though? Do you know what Wim Hof is? You ever heard of this?
No.
If you do not, don't feel bad, because 4 days ago I had neither. Right? I'm not doing the Tommy's a smart guy thing. There's a dude named Wim Hof, and apparently what this dude's really into is getting into really, really cold water, right? And since my brother and I have pretty much hurt ourselves in every other way that you can, we're going to start getting into ice cold water. So I probably will have to take a shirt off for that, but I don't think I'll be doing it on the boat. That'll be over on Chase the Heat, but I will definitely be over there freezing.
You're going to do that? Ooh.
I am.
Why?
I've consulted with my doctor. I have consulted with a medical professional about this, and there are some suggestions that have been made, but it actually is pretty wildly healthy for you. But that's not why I'm doing it.
Yeah.
I
think it's supposed to be healthy. Yeah, go on.
Well, that and when you get down to a certain point working out, like, it can shred you. Like you lose unbelievable amounts of weight doing this without having to work out. And I like losing weight to look good, but I do not like working out very much, like everyone else on planet Earth. So I thought, hey, I'll give this a try. And people will watch it. Like, they like seeing us hurt. So have I ever had a bad date? Good God, man. I've had bad dates. Have you ever had a bad date, Reese?
I love going on dates. Not really, but I'm sure I've made it bad. I've made it bad for the guy. I'm sure. I am a terribly awkward individual. And so, yeah, I'm sure I've made dates bad, but I just didn't know it because I'm so willing to talk about anything. So no, not for me. But if you think about that, I actually never thought of that till just now. Aaron and I were talking about this last night. I live in the town of awkward. So nothing is too far for me. Nothing makes me uncomfortable.
I live in the town of awkward.
I'm serious.
That is such an incredible turn of phrase, though. I live in the town of awkward. And Hummingbird says, I can't wear a watch unless it's a small child size. Or you talk to a watch pro, and then we get you squared away, because I promise you, I get that one all the time. And it just means that we just need a watch sized. But yeah, I understand you have very small wrists. I'm always blown away at how small women's wrists are, for real. And again, mine looks like I'm a circus freak. But and Andrew Boudreau says 5'9" male, 5'4" female, average heights in the US. So you see, I'm quite tall.
So I'm average. I'm 5'4".
You're 5'4"?
Mm-hmm.
And born in, see, I'm memorizing numbers because I don't do well with things.
Omaha.
So, and born in 84. Okay.
Yeah, Nebraska.
So yeah, that's now at 6'2", I would have probably put 5'4" at the slightly shorter side. That's what I would have called it. I would have thought, but I think like anything over 5'7", I usually consider that a tall girl.
Oh yeah.
And that works that way until you meet a model and you realize that models are usually like an inch taller than I am. Like, I'm not kidding. And if you put them in heels, they are 2 inches taller than I am. It's absolutely astounding. I knew a girl that was a model. Spent a lot of time with a girl that was a model, and she was, very, 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 very. That just sounded.
I just see that for you. I definitely see that for you.
You're funny.
I see that for your future.
No, there is no future. In fact, right now, my girl has run out on me, which probably has something to do with the fact that if I'm feeling like sick and under the weather, you know what I mean? Like if I feel like I have the flu or something like that, she's always ready to come up and curl right next to me and like get next to me and be the in the world. I get a headache and it's like, I'm cancer. The cat doesn't want to be anywhere near me. Like, she didn't even go to the bed last night or go anywhere near my room. And usually she's all over the bed at night. You know,
really?
She wants to play fetch.
That's interesting and intuitive of her. That's interesting.
Yeah, she will get nowhere near me when I have a headache. I even tried to play with her last night and couldn't. She was wanting zero part to do with any of it.
That's kind of sad.
But yeah, I think 5'9". Yeah, Chevy Chase is big tall.
He's really tall.
I worked with him. He was the star in the movie that I was in. I stood next to the guy, and like I was blown away at how tall he was. And I think I was probably a little bit taller then than I am now. I might have been 6'3" then. You know, you start getting older and you settle.
Yeah, he is tall. And Will Ferrell's really tall too, and so is Vince Vaughn. Those guys are all really tall.
I knew Vince Vaughn was. I didn't know Will Ferrell was. How tall is Will Ferrell?
I think he's 6'5". 6'4", 6'5".
He is he's one of the few actors on planet Earth that the first time I saw him, I didn't like him. Like, I didn't like his stuff. I didn't like his movies. I didn't think he was funny on Saturday Night Live. And then the cowbell skit, right? I laughed so hard at the cowbell skit that I was like, maybe I need to give the dude another shot, right? And the second film I saw was Anchorman. And that was
yeah.
That's one of the funniest movies, man.
I still laugh every time I see that movie, and I've probably seen it 10 times, and I laugh every time.
That's because it's a great movie. I love movies you can see 20 times. Like, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Never saw that. We watched.
Did you grow up in a cult? How did you not see that movie? And you didn't see Pretty in Pink, and you didn't see. People have been emailing me saying you have to do something about this. Honestly, like they want me to take up the mantle and force you to watch the entire Hughes catalog from the 1980s.
Do you want to know what I grew up
be a better person.
My dad left almost every night. He was a pool hustler, and my mom left when I was 6. My mom left when I was 6, and I was just by myself, like night after night. So 7, 8, 9 years old, I would be alone. You know what I watched every night over and over? I'd rewind the tape and rewatch. We had like all of his tapes. All I ever watched was George Carlin. Stand up.
Well, no wonder we get along.
I was raised by George Carlin. That's all I ever watched.
I got a picture I'll send you of me standing next to a very famous criminal, but I have a ponytail at the time and a beard. Oh man, do I look like Carlin.
I
For real.
love
Like
that.
I really look like Carlin because when my hair comes in, it's gray. And if I grow it, I put it in the ponytail, and I have that bullet. You're familiar with the mullet?
The skullet or the mullet? It sounds like
the
you would have a
mullet
skullet. Okay.
bullet. See, I don't go the skullet because it's not gone. Like the skullet is when you're the Dr. Phil look. You know what I mean? Like you just have the cul-de-sac. I've got the peninsula. You know what I mean? Like, so there's 46 hairs. And if you arrange them just perfectly, then you have just kind of this gray strip. You're making a really horrendous face.
Well, I was thinking if Seriously. You have a ponytail in the back, so then you have like a Kentucky waterfall going on. That's what I call those. Because you often have to have a cigarette hanging out too if you're going to have one of those. Every time I see a guy like that, I'm like, hey man, I love that Kentucky waterfall that you grew out. That's awesome.
A Kentucky waterfall?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the most horrible thing anyone's ever said. Let me
please don't grow that out.
No, you know what? Do you know why I grew it out? Honestly, and this is the only reason. The reason that I grew it out is because I was in prison and my best friend was black. And I felt like walking around looking like this was an insult. You know what I mean? Because every other person who walked around looking like this in there was not particularly fond of people with that skin color. So I just did it was like the anti-Nazi thing. I was like, I'm growing a ponytail. I don't want anyone else coming up to me and, doing the what's up, brother? Like I'm, part of that. So that was why I did it. And I looked horrible. Like there was never a period where I looked in the mirror and thought, yeah, right. That never happened. But I was surrounded by dudes, so I didn't much care.
No, I
get that.
You
shared a truck ride with Carlin?
Please just don't ever grow out your waterfall
my Kentucky waterfall. If you don't put the Kentucky on it, it's not nearly as funny. Kentucky waterfall, though, is way better. Do you know, let me tell you, do you want to know the definition of difficult as a content creator on YouTube?
I would love to, please.
Doing a live feed. It's doing a live feed and talking about something and looking out into the live chat and seeing someone whose name is Bunny Fufu. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it may not have been that name, say 3 weeks ago. But I looked out and went,
oh, do you know there's a new guy now and he changed his name to Panty Hamster Hunter? I am touched and honored.
You are an influencer.
So much. Tommy, I love, by the way, I just go back and I think about that night. We did that game night and I said every Friday and you said, I'm sorry, every Friday. And I was thinking about it on Friday. I was in there thinking about it with the razor. I was like, Tommy knows my schedule. It's so sweet.
Exactly. Does. Don't think it didn't occur to me.
I'm like, I thought that was really sweet. I wonder how many people are thinking of me.
Exactly. We're all trying to guess what time you shower. And you're like, I know what she's doing right now.
It's earlier. Yeah, it's earlier. I thought of all of you as well. And I want you to know that was a special time. Yeah, I think that's nice. But he's called the Panty Hamster Hunter. And I think that's the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah.
If I lived closer, you'd have to maybe do that twice a week thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I thought about, if I were dating, it would be more often. But things slow down, and
they got a laser.
I'm not real bushy. What's that now?
I said they have a laser.
No, I don't think so. And also I heard
I think they do. I've seen it.
I know.
I know people that have used it.
I've considered it for my beard, but I was told the laser doesn't pick up blonde hair.
It does. But
my beard is blonde.
It takes more effort. And there's another step involved. Let's just say I knew a friend who did it.
Okay. So there's that, but there's also waxing, but I'm too scared to do that. So
if I don't shave my chest, I look like Austin Powers. So at one time in my life, oh yeah, it's horrible. You have no idea. I could braid it, but no one ever sees it because I'm pretty serious about making sure it's never there. However, when I was about 18 or 19 and I didn't care, I was in college and we were playing poker and I lost my chest hair on a hand of cards and his girlfriend waxed my chest. And it was one of the most unbelievably vicious things that I have ever undergone in my life.
Have you ever waxed your unmentionables?
Yes, I have.
Good for you.
Yes, I have.
When I first met
I've done the worst. The worst.
All the way up to the back.
I'm going to say this out loud. I can't believe I'm going to say this out loud. This is
Please
this is what happens when you show up.
I know. It's okay.
There's a place in Las Vegas called The Box. I'm doing a free advertisement for them right now. There's a place in Las Vegas called The Box, and they do waxing, and they have a package called the Crack and Sack Wax.
Yeah.
Which is something you should do once.
No one feels sorry for you, by the way. When I started dating Jeff,
that was also a card game.
He waxed all the way up like every 4 weeks. I was like, and he said a lot of men do it. I was like, no way. I would think that your balls would come off with it. They're it's thin.
Well, and here's the really great thing about that. They hold it down for you. They hold it down for you.
What do you mean?
They push your boys. They push your boys out of the package. They pull the thing sort of taut. They do the wax. They hold it down with one thumb and they yank in the opposite direction.
I never asked Jeff that, and he never explained that to me. It sounds horrible. Yeah. Even the
I don't think you can possibly imagine, or maybe you can. But
nope. I've never had any complaints with shaving, and like I said, everybody likes Penelope. Never had any problems there, so I'm just not comfortable doing that. To be honest,
you throw them the equipment and say, "Do it yourself. Okay? Handle this." Obviously, if I'm not good at it, do what you want. Just throw it to them. Right?
Are you talking about waxing?
No. Razor.
Oh.
Preferably straight razor.
On your cooter?
I'm kidding. The five blade vibrating Gillette.
Okay. I'll look into that. Maybe you could send me a link.
Trust me, you'll thank me later.
Okay. It's Christmas is right around the corner, so I think that's a great
thing.
This
is how Dawn pops onto the lifeboat. Let's hope it's not your first time, huh?
Yeah.
We're different at 5. Oh, wait, no, where was it? He said, "Oh my God, I just logged on here. Have you ever waxed?"
Don, please don't judge him for this. I won't be on again. I won't be invited back. I won't be invited back.
Okay. Someone else will, I promise. That's all right. Honestly, that was the funniest part of all of it. All the people that were like, "I know your feelings are hurt." I don't have any. I promise you, people. She's safe with me, or I'm safe with her. Yeah, that's a better way to put it. Yeah, safer that way. See, Tammy gets it. Tammy has obviously done this. Try using 1,600 to maybe 2,400 grit sandpaper for private parts, and enjoy your waxing.
What man is worth that? Trust me, they all love cooter. I promise. That's silly. We don't need to go that extreme. Do you know how many patches and bushes I've missed because of my chub? They don't ever say anything. No one cares. I promise you, Tammy. Don't do it. I guess unless you work in the industry. If you work in the industry, that makes sense to even bleach it, I suppose.
Yeah, right. There are people that do this.
If you're making money on it.
Another thing I was thinking of doing the amateur setup on, but again,
I was thinking about setting that up. I was thinking about doing one myself because I feel like some guys are into chubby girls. I've thought about this, like eating pizza naked. Could be a thing. I'll let you know.
Here's the funny thing. Of course, it's a thing. This is what you have to understand on the internet. You can't come up with something that's not a thing. If you said, "I'm just going to make videos where I wear one black sock, one white sock, nothing else, and I stand naked in a room full of inflated balloons running around," Google that. There's about 900,000 web pages for it.
Really?
With you. Somebody spit it out in one of the live chat once being funny. And then I got an email. He was like, "That wasn't a joke." He's like, "Google that." Like, you would not believe if there's anything out there that throws somebody's switch, then trust me, somebody is making a product to make that person happy.
I'm sorry, but it's some gross ass man. No woman would ever pay for that.
Yeah, I think that probably 9 out of 10 of them. But I've met some pretty unbelievably foul women. I promise.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, I really have. I've met some that you would not believe.
Well, I'm going to look into this as an extra source of income.
Well, you know what? It's there are people who believe that it is taking back your power by doing such things. I'm going to recommend maybe a cat channel, right? You meet a lot more people. You don't have to expose Penelope to anybody other than your friends. And maybe you won't get stalkers that want to, take you off
A
the
what
planet.
channel?
Maybe cat.
What channel? A cat?
A cat. Yeah, I've been leaning really hard to doing a cat channel.
Like the real cat or like my cat?
Like a bunch of cats channel. Like I honestly, if I would ever do another channel, I think I would do a cat channel. They're so much fun to play with. Nobody doesn't like cats. Who doesn't like cats? Right? Evil people.
I'm wanting to make like bigger money. I feel like that would take a while to take off. I think if I'm
I think it just might be the largest audience on YouTube. More people watch cat videos than anything. If somebody curated those, pulled them all together and did sort of funny commentary on it, I don't think you could lose.
Load us up.
Got any personality?
We can do that. We could do that. Load us up.
You stopped listening. You stopped listening after I said not pay attention. You had that look on your face like maybe you were thinking about taxes or disciplining that big black dog. How is the black dog, by the way? Well behaved? How has he been since the last? I feel like he was in the doghouse.
He was. And actually, it's funny that you do ask. I went to our pet store yesterday and I talked to Shane. I love Shane. He's like my veterinarian, but he's the manager there and he knows everything. And he said he's bored and he sold me a bunch of stuff on how to keep him busy. Yeah, he knows a lot. I like Shane a lot. Thank you for asking that.
I love it.
And yeah, I got some stuff and I think he's better. Going to start giving him some CBD. Load him up.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm a fan of CBD products, and I wasn't until just recently. Somebody on the lifeboat that got me starting to do it because I've had some hip trouble. Between all of the concussions and the stupid things that I did, and then I slept for 13 years on a metal sheet, like a cookie sheet with a half an inch of styrofoam, of foam padding on it. It just jacks your back up. I'm just a mess.
That's terrible.
Hey, the other side of the world. Good to see you. We have people from everywhere. You know that?
Yes, we do. She's cute too. Look how cute she is.
I know it. I've actually blown that picture up. I do that with all of you. I do that with all of you.
She's really cute.
I agree with you. Sadly, she too is on the other side of the planet. See this?
Don, yeah. Well, I'm glad Don feels that way because I'm sure some of your people are going, get this bitch off. I'm tired of her. Speaking of, I can sign off any second now if you'd like.
You don't like talking to me, do you?
I love talking to you, but
the truth comes out, man. The truth comes out. That's not good. I get it.
Don't get gaslighty with me, mister. I'm an expert.
Because I'm young, isn't it?
You're a little undercooked.
It is.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. I was taking my shirt off, but Reese blew it. It's been fun though. No, I'm kidding. So I just thought I'd get you at least one hate mail card. Whoever said that earlier.
No, I love talking to you, Tommy, but I don't want to make it uncomfortable on your show, and I know I do. Oh,
how do you know you do?
I can just read your face. I know I do it to Aaron too.
Don't play poker, love. Don't play poker, love. I would be willing to bet the farm that you do it to Aaron.
100% every time I make him incredibly uncomfortable.
I guarantee it, and yeah.
But he does come back for more.
If you want to recommend really good highlights of that and just send it to me because that would be awesome. I would really enjoy that. No, I've had long conversations. Aaron and I have deep guy conversations, and he's fun.
Oh, he's so fun. I love Aaron.
And you know what? This is more fun when you're here. So there.
Well, thank you. Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
Brownie Buns. Waiter Santi at Cat Channel has over 1 million subscribers. I will bet you by this time next year he has 2. People, this isn't rocket science. This is the most popular thing on the internet. No matter what planet you're on, no matter what country you're in, cat videos. Nothing is bigger than cat videos, right? Everything else comes in second. Just going where money is.
That's crazy. Let's start a cat channel.
I would do a cat channel with you, but see,
you're just so being funny.
I would do it with you. I would do a cat channel with you in a heartbeat. But then you get to play with cats and go to cool places, right? Like the
you have to leave the house?
Cafe. What's that? Well, no, you don't have to. No, but like I will be in the El Jefe Cat Cafe because it's the happiest place on earth. And I don't care what Disney World says. That's the happiest place on earth where the cat is boss. 3 floors, about 38 cats. They just wander around. They get on you while you drink your coffee or you work on your laptop and they just chill out next to you. And then a couple of nights a week, they do like yoga and you go in and you do yoga. A cat will just come over while you're, doing your yoga and chill with you. It's the coolest place in the entire world. And the very first floor are kind of like us, kind of maybe a little bit less young than some of the other kitties. And maybe we have a nip missing out of one ear, that kind of thing. That's the first floor. And believe it or not, probably the most traffic I saw there was on the first floor. And then the top floor is kitties, and there was always a lot of people there. And then the other floor is like in between cats. They're like 2 to 7 kind of thing.
I feed a stray cat every night. I don't know his name. He's quiet. He's a quiet kid. But I have to say this because it made me think, Barb. I have to say this because it made me feel sad, and I can't stop thinking about it. I had to go with Jeff to his cardiologist the other day, which happened to be at the hospital. Nothing serious. That's where the office was, right?
Boy, that's odd. I would have thought maybe an oil lube place or a Dunkin' Donuts for your cardiologist. He was at a hospital?
It was at a hospital. Yes, silly
Didn't
Sally.
see that coming. All right,
so
sorry,
hold on. As we're walking up to the hospital, you got the big circle drive, and it's all parking lot everywhere except this little grass area around the circle drive, not very big. There's a black cat standing in the grass area with no tail, which was weird, right? Because, it was weird because it's a hospital. It's all parking lots as far as the eye can see. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't either.
And I walk toward him and I expect him to run away, and he's just looking at me. And I was like, oh no, he's domesticated. This is worse. Because the one I feed outside won't come anywhere near me. I've tried to bring him in. He's feral. This kid was domesticated.
Do you shower before or after you go to get that kitty? Just out of curiosity.
I shower always except for today. Hold on now. Sorry. There was a little bowl of food and a bowl of frozen water because it was like 10 degrees outside. And I can't stop thinking about it. And I was like, Jeff, I'm going to go back and get the cat. And he was like, you can't. He was like, that would be theft. I was like, how would that be theft? It's homeless. And he was like, obviously somebody's taking care of it.
Did it have a collar on?
No. And it doesn't live. It's homeless. Okay. Somebody's feeding it outside. Right? I want to go back and get it.
Hospital. I think you should.
I'm really depressed about this. What?
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes, I'm 39.
Not everybody drives. I live in a world where not everybody drives. Go get that cat.
Are you asking me this because I didn't shower today? I'm actually pretty good at taking care of myself. I just want you.
I was just
judging me based on how I look today. I know how to drive. I know how to leave the house. I can actually shine up like a new penny. You'd be surprised.
I was curious what was getting in between you and getting this cat, because as you can see, with the exception of almost everybody except John Shatosky, who thinks maybe the cat is camping.
I love John.
His takeaway is maybe the cat's camping. I guess the cat could be camping.
I'm concerned about his well-being, and he was so cute. And the fact that he let me walk up to him makes me think somebody just dumped it, right? Because it's obviously used to people.
Yeah, in need of connection.
Yeah. Hey, Bo Beats. I love Bo Beats. Yes, Tommy, I actually also own a vehicle. I want you to know that. I have papers and insurance on it. I do full on adult things. I just want you to know that. Yep. I floss my teeth every day. I shave every week. You know that. So I just want you to know that I know how to drive. I went to Chipotle the other day.
So is Friday the whole shooting match, or is it just the bunny fufu, or is that we doing the legs and the whole deal?
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah. The Fridays are when I do my lightning shampoo and conditioner. So that has to sit on there anyway for a little bit. So I just take care of it all. Yeah.
So speaking of 1200 grit sandpaper from earlier, that's the legs about Wednesday. Say Wednesday at 4:00 in the afternoon, starting to get a little
Tuesdays-ish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
rough on the sheets.
I don't have any black. You know how some women have like the dark hair that grows in? I don't have that. My hair is like really soft and blonde. So it's kind of nice. Hospitals. Yeah, obviously, Tommy Bird. I feel sad about this though. I feel sad about it. So I feel like I need to go back and look for the cat. Would it be weird to just go pick up the cat and grab it?
No, Cheery knows exactly what to do. He is smart. I'm gonna go with she. Go to the cat, go get the cat, take it to the vet, and check for a microchip, like Squirrel Nut Zipper's got. right? Right near her hind quarter by her tail. And they take this little thing and they go, and they go over it. And it says, this cat's name is Squirrel. She belongs to Tommy Scoville, right?
Well,
Here's his
yeah,
number. Here's
my
his
animals
address.
are microchipped as well.
So let's see if the person's chipped. And if they are, call them, tell them they're a lousy cat owner. And if they don't break down crying, keep the cat. If they go, oh my God, no, do you have any idea how long we've been looking for that cat? Then you're a hero and you reconnect the person with their kitty.
I agree with Wendy Baker. I was going to go into the hospital first and ask someone, like, what's the deal with this cat? Obviously, it had 2 little cups of food and a frozen bowl of water, which isn't helpful or productive at all. So I want to know what's the situation.
If they're feeding it, if they're feeding it, then it's probably there a lot. But that's why I think the best suggestion is if you hit up, and you can ask around the hospital to be sure. But if you get the thing scanned, there could be an owner out there that's just bumming. You know what I mean? Like just bumming. If Squirrel got out, I would die. Like if I lost my cat, I don't know what I would do. I would be.
Well, we have an
I'd
Apple
probably stop doing
AirTag.
this and just sit in my room and rock back and forth. You know
We
what I
also
mean?
have
Like,
an
that's
Apple
my,
AirTag on our cat.
Huh?
Yeah, you need to get one of those. She's not in here right now. You just put it on her collar. I was at the Apple store yesterday. We bought another one. They're $30 and they last a year before you have to change the battery. You just put it on their collar and you can track,
you can track your cat
anywhere in the world.
Shut the front door. There's no chance that's real. And
it's
you call
real
this thing
and
a what?
Stupid. She's an indoor cat. She got out one time and Jeff freaked out and went and got this AirTag and put it on her collar, and she's never gotten out again.
Jeff. That's good.
Jeff looks like a big Maine Coon. He's a big Maine Coon. That's what I call him. But no, you should get an AirTag. They're $30. It would peace of mind all around. I have them on my keys too, to the vehicle that I drive with my driver's license.
This is so absolutely true. I cannot explain to you. Do you know what that animal does? Squirrel's got like 45 minutes a day where she becomes the most needy animal on planet Earth. Right? Like it doesn't matter what I'm doing, she's not having it. Like
Squirrel and I have that.
I'm working here, she'll crawl up on the keyboard. You know, if I'm working with the iPad, she'll just keep pulling it out of my hands until I mess with her for 45 minutes straight. And you know what? When it's over, I'm always just so much more chilled out. I really wanted to go this weekend and go see the cats. I really am not healthy, people. Sadly, I'm really not healthy. But
I do that every day as well. With Squirrel, I get needy for about an hour a day myself, and I just paw around the house and ask people what they're doing.
Same guarantee that it would be the same treatment.
It's it's not welcomed at my house. I try, and it's like, get out of here, you're annoying. But I'm telling you, I get the same way. I get super needy for about an hour a day.
It didn't start that way though. It started with the hey, I'm feeling needy, and it was the whole can you knock everything onto the floor, and you know.
Yeah.
I saw it in a movie once. Pretty damn cool.
Yeah. I love Squirrel.
But then when it's over, you got to pick everything up and you're like, that was fun. I broke the iPad. Can't find the remote. The back of it snapped off. We're missing the battery. Right? Like they don't ever show that part of the sex scene. You know, can't find my socks.
That's true. That's true. Right? They never show that part. That's true. I love talking to you, Tommy, because all the men I talk with, I have a weekly show with Sterling. I do stuff with Aaron. Nobody's willing to go there with me. So I appreciate you doing that.
Well, you know, in their defense, like we grew up really different, right?
See her AirTag?
Oh yeah, it's not even big either.
No, it's small.
Oh, Squirrel put up with that.
Yeah.
I got Squirrel the whole harness so that I could take her for a walk. And you would have thought, right? You would have thought that, this cat gets the Academy Award. You put it on her and she goes, boom, and drops on her side and just starts meowing like it is the most painful thing that anyone has ever done to a kitty. And you loosen it up so that it's so loose, it's not even touching her. And she makes the same noise. She's just a diva. So there's no walking my cat. I
love Squirrel. She sounds like we have a lot of similar traits.
She is such an amazing animal. She really is. But
I love
she is the most stubborn animal you cannot imagine. And if Squirrel wants to be on top of something, kittens will jump on you and just climb up on you and stuff. Well, she's 3 years old and she does this. Like I'll be walking by and all of a sudden she'll just be on my shoulder. And she does it so often that it's almost terrifying. But she wants to get on anything higher in a room. So she just leaps onto me. And only one said, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask because she sounds a lot like Kid. Kid is Very much a diva. She's like, there's no way you'd confuse this cat with being a boy. She's just very girly. She's very girly to me.
Yes.
But would Squirrel allow another cat? I'd like to go adopt a couple more cats, but I'm afraid I don't want anybody to bully her. I'm afraid that like I'll get a cat that's going to attack her, and that would break my heart.
I think with my situation, as much as I really am not a huge fan of kitties, I would probably get a kitty, and I would get a male kitty. Yeah, one tough chick. She really was not fond of it. Training Squirrel, like very early on, I think she was probably 3 or 4 days old. Like we had a conversation and she was like, look, the training thing, I'm going to train you, right? I'll train you when to give me treats, and I'll do something that makes you think you're cool. And then, you'll clean the crap. You'll buy the food. Like she's been training me.
That's a tip. I do that in relationships. I do the same thing when I'm in a relationship. If you're
good as this cat, I'm telling you, she's got mad game. Love you guys together, says Sal. Thank you, Sal. I appreciate that.
I'm glad there's one person that does. Thank you for that. One person. Good.
Do you know the mail we get? You're funny. We get a lot of mail when we do shows together. And you know what it is? Honestly, it's me. I'm just, I'm sorry. I couldn't pass that up. Come on.
It's all funny. Tommy, guys. He's pure talent.
It's funny. Come on.
Pure talent.
No, you know what it is? For real, what it is that we are probably really great examples of our species, right? You're a very, very relatable woman, and I think I am a pretty relatable dude. And truthfully, people, my feelings don't get hurt. We can get raw. I don't care. Like I don't care. I promise. After the life I lived growing up, and then that heinous 13-year vacation I took, do you think that they're nice to one another in there? Let me tell you something. If you go in there and you are missing a limb, you're getting a nickname that you're not going to like. I mean, people are vicious in there. That they're not nice to anybody. We had a guy in there that really just had he just had a twitch that was tough. And I know that they were trying to medicate it and this and that, but the guy's eyes would do a blink thing. And 30 seconds in the door, the guy's nickname was Blinky. And I just thought, it's just a rugged existence, but you get real good at not caring real quick. You know what I mean? Like I promise you, people, you're not going to hurt my feelings that way. Now, do I hate people that throw mud at me? Yeah, I'm not fond of any of those people, but I promise you, they're never going to get me off my game. I promise. Mm-hmm. Tommy, cats are trainable. You just have to work with their way of viewing the world. Yeah, that's what I just said. Like 6 days in, Squirrel explained to me her world. Since then, I've been taking excellent care of it. And it's fun. See this?
I love that.
Love you both. And love kitty chat. Imagine that. Imagine that. Hear that?
We got to start a channel on that, man.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See that? More than love. One loves you together as well as individually.
I love Ann Hummingbird.
We're on here talking about kitties and highlighting our cats and other people's. You're going to tell me you wouldn't watch that? I don't buy it. Cats are the greatest things in the world.
They are.
I mean, they're just so. I've never met a cat I didn't like. I've met a bunch of people I didn't like, even today.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I love cats. They're so different.
Yeah. Are you familiar with that cat cult leader? No.
No, I'm only familiar with L. Ron Hubbard.
Because there are no cat cult leaders. Cats are elevated. They are enlightened. They would never do something so stupid. All they want is what's best for them. They don't want to inflict anything on anyone else. They just want what's best for them at all times. And a little something behind the ear, right?
I like that. That's true. That is true. I think I'm going to go back and look for that cat. I keep thinking about him. He was really petite. He was little. Okay.
I prefer Mogs. This is excellent. They're half man, half dog. They're their own best friends. That would be a reference to Spaceballs, a film made in the 80s that picked on the genre of like Star Wars. And the star in it went to the same high school as I went to. Her name was Daphne Zuniga. Tommy, yeah, cats are what can you do for me? So to get them to do something you want, you have to make it really attractive. Once again, Reese, go ahead and say it. Very much like you?
Oh, no? For sure. Yeah.
Every cat description so far, you've said, yep, that's very much like me.
That is me. Yeah. I'm very needy. And yeah, I have to be treated like a cat.
My cat is a celestial being. How's that? Her cat is a celestial being. I would believe you.
They are different. They're very different. Makes me want to go to the shelter and pick a few out, honestly.
Or the hospital. What's a closer drive?
The hospital is really close by, but still. Here's the thing I worry about with him, though. I don't want an outdoor cat. I've got coyotes. I fed my coyotes last night. I don't want to have that.
Back that up. What did you just say?
You knew this.
No, I did not know this.
Wiley, I've been feeding for years. I've got a possum that doesn't speak.
You've named them?
I told you Rocco and Cooney. Rocco and his wife Cooney.
No, we've not had this conversation. Do you know what these things do? They eat kitty cats.
No, they don't. Mine doesn't.
They are kitty cat eaters.
Listen, can you listen for a minute? He's a mob boss. And he gave me a note that said, if you keep feeding me these hot dogs from Costco, your cats and your dog is safe. So we have an agreement. And I'm going to tell you something. This is the truth. I have a camera in the backyard. Wiley, my possum, he's got a thick Scottish accent and his name starts with a W. I don't know his name.
Possum.
No, I think it's Winslow or something,
Wesley?
but I'm not. No, because he's Scottish. Hold on.
Okay.
Rocco and his wife Cooney, they're raccoons. And then I have my stray cat who's really quiet. He doesn't tell me his name. They eat together. I have seen them on camera all eating turkey and hot dogs together. So if Wiley's so evil, why is he sitting there with a stray cat, possum, and Rocco and Cooney?
Because he's well fed. But the day he comes by and there's not that hot dog from Costco, kid's going to go. I don't like these animals. And they run right through my backyard every day. I've got a huge coyote that goes by every day and a roadrunner. I have the entire Saturday morning lineup here with the exception of the Acme products that they buy.
So you don't like him just because you're stereotyping. What if he's a nice person? You don't even know. See, this is what I mean.
No, they eat cats. You know what I'm saying? They eat cats. They're cat eaters. I cannot abide a cat eater. Torties are such princesses and Kid is living the best life. Yeah, except for the psycho outside the door ready to chow on him if she ever accidentally gets out. And what also could be saving Kid is that maybe the coyote looks at her and goes, you know what? Like I wasn't looking for like the 4-course meal. If maybe if this was half that size, I would do it as a snack. But this is a very large cat, and I don't want to waste it.
He sees Kid and he says, "I don't want to operate heavy machinery here." Yeah, correct. I get it. But here's the thing: she doesn't go outside ever, so she's safe. It's actually my little dog. My dog is smaller than Kid. She's only 6 pounds. We're all safe. I want you to know this. Wiley trusts me. I trust him. I don't
don't trust Wiley.
I don't like your attitude about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I was in prison with coyotes. Did time with a lot of them. They're bad people. They're bad people.
Mm-mm. I could never live in Florida because I would definitely want a gator.
Excuse me?
I would totally go for it. I would die. I've always said this. If I die going out with a gator or a bear, it's how I would have wanted to go.
From someone who lived in the northern Nevada area, in the up near the Lake Tahoe area, may I recommend that the feeding of bears gets put on the very, very back bucket list. You know what I mean? Like put it below buying a second Ferrari. You know what I mean? Like on your list of things to do in life. After you got the second Ferrari knocked out, maybe start feeding bears. In the interim, maybe just skip that one. They're not really.
I love that you bring this up. I want to desperately go to a cabin in the woods, like in Colorado or Tahoe, wherever you say this is. I want to bone down. I want to be just totally naked, but have like a soft robe and definitely some hot chocolate or something. But some Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I want to have some snacks, of course, but I want to bring some delicious treats and I want to go out in my cozy robe and my Uggs and feed the grizzlies. And I don't know if you know this, but 1 out of every 12 are evil and mean. The rest of them are fairly nice is what I've read about. I've always wanted to do that and then go back in and answer the bone phone, then go back out, feed my friend, maybe bring him in.
Do you do much gambling?
No.
Okay. See those? Right there? You know what those are?
Yeah.
Those are dice for shooting craps, right? There are 12 opportunities on this. Would you like to bet your life on what the next number is that comes out? Because I don't think that's good math, right? Don't do that. Don't do it. 1 in 12, that's the odds that the bear is going to kill you. I'm telling you, those are good odds. People make money on 1 to 12. That's a scary proposition.
Don't you want to go feed a grizzly?
Trying to pet something I shouldn't. Good Lord, the audience.
Yes.
Good Lord, the audience.
And it's how I would have wanted to go. If it doesn't work out, it's a grizzly in a bad mood, guys. Just know at my funeral, that's how I want it to happen. Don't you want to be friends with a grizzly bear? That's
Mary Smith. I am so glad I don't party anymore because I would want to party with you. Mary Smith said, I had a dream I was eaten by a bear. It was exquisite. Chased me a bit. Top of my head completely off. Euphoria, I tell you. Okay, give that one a run around. How does that sound? Does that sound fun?
I don't know. It just seems worth it to me.
Hey, listen, I can make that entire thing happen if we skip the bear part. For real. I could pull that entire thing together, but we're not doing the bear part of it. I can make the rest of that happen.
Doesn't it sound like connections? Doesn't that sound like
connections in that part of the country? Yes, it sounds like a ball. It really does.
Don't forget the flaming hot Cheetos. Don't forget the Cheetos.
I dig anything flaming hot. My last name is Scoville by choice. By choice. So
this was fun.
This was fun. See, people, she's bailing because she's seeing me right now. You can't see, but my hands. I was doing the auto dial right now for the local travel people. I was going to say, looking for something in the Cal Neva, preferably the cabins. Is number 7 available? Actually, it might be cabin 12. That was the one that that Frank Sinatra and Marilyn Monroe had an affair in.
Oh, wow. See, I don't want to be around people, though. Like, I don't want to be cabined up with a bunch of other weirdos.
They died a long time ago. They won't be there.
No. I mean, I wanted it to be the only cabin. I wanted to be like out in the middle.
Oh, no, they're separate. They're not next to each other.
Okay.
They're spread out. You get your, no, they're bungalows. They're beautiful. There's nothing near them.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. Okay. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah, Jeremy, Christian Bale all the way.
And then in the morning, they have this absolutely massive hot air balloon. And by massive, I mean the basket below it. It's got kind of like a table on it. And you do wine and cheese and things like that. And they take you up about 1,500 feet right over Lake Tahoe and you do breakfast.
Oh, no, I exceed the weight limit for one of those. And I don't need to do that anyway. I just like to be inside with the.
Did you just say you exceed the weight limit?
Yeah. I exceed the weight limit for a hot air balloon.
Well, then
it's a fact.
Apparently I'm not going either.
It's a fact. It's a fact. But I really like just the fireplace, the coziness. And remember, I'm not bringing any clothes, so it's hard to go into a hot air balloon.
So you're going to have to feed this bear naked? Oh, no, you're wrapping the thing from the bed. I gotcha.
I got the robe. Yeah. I always
they
wanted
have really good robes there, actually. They're padded. They're the kinds you want to steal, but you know they're going to ding your credit card for like $160 if you do, kind of thing. But
yeah.
Awesome.
Could be worth it.
Sweet tea gets it. 12th Night is also my favorite Shakespeare. Working high school, our English teacher took us to see it as a play. Never have heard someone even know the name 12th Night. You know what? It was the coolest of his plays because he bags on other plays and make references to it's a really, really cool play. It's very funny. Very, very funny. Mm-hmm. So about this Tahoe thing.
Yeah. I don't even know where that is on the is that in the United States?
It is on the left coast of the United States, and half of it, a little more than half of it, sits in California, and the other half sits on the Nevada side, right? So the Nevada side, you've got, gambling and partying and casinos and, those girls that you always see on those cards in Vegas. And on the other side, you have really rich people who make movies, right? They own all of the land on the other side of it. SJ lived near Tahoe. Yeah, it is bar none one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth. That lake is a kind of blue you don't see in nature any other place. I promise you, it's really, really amazing. Lake Tahoe is just. You go into the woods, right? You just keep driving and go up, 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 and when you get to the very top, there's a huge snow-fed lake there that's just ice cold and ice blue and breathtaking. And there are cabins right there where Frank Sinatra and Marilyn Monroe apparently went to Pound Town, is it?
Went to Pound Town. That's fascinating. I was thinking about a place maybe in like Aspen, but I don't know Lake Tahoe. I don't know. That sounds like a good time. As long as there's grizzlies. Are there wolves?
No, there are coyotes though. There are coyotes up there.
Oh, yeah.
And there may be wolves actually. Yeah, there would be wolves.
I'd like to see about maybe rescuing a wolf and taking one home.
After the events of the weekend, perhaps.
Yeah, I think that sounds.
I could just see you really having the schedule of all this animal saving is really going to get.
Doesn't it sound like fun? I think that just sounds like my life would be made. What are you showing us your paddles for?
I was saying, hold on. This is a really funny thing. Aspen, Samsonite. I was way off.
Oh my God, I love that movie. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Where the beer flows like wine.
Yes, on wolves in Tahoe. See this? It's getting better.
Nice. I like that.
Better. Hot air balloon weight limit is 1,000 pounds, apparently.
Well.
So you, me, and the guy that pulls the thing that goes, I think we're set.
We'll see. I don't know. I don't buy it.
SJ, you're not allowed to talk to Snotface. I think she has all of those things currently in her house. I know she has a couple of foxes. Snotface saves all kinds of animals. She's a hero.
I love that. A fox would be amazing.
Thing ever?
I had a fox on my front porch recently, and I really wanted to capture him.
She has foxes and she has raccoons. She saves things that people had, like fur farms and things like that. She saves them. She's a hero. We have so many cool people like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. Vanessa LaRose does that with dogs, did it for years. There's so many people in this community that are just lovely, giving people.
I love
and Mary
that.
Smith gets it, even if you don't. And apparently mini cows are the cutest. Do you know this? Are you a mini cow person?
I would also, definitely like to have that. Mm-hmm.
Can you milk a mini cow?
No, I don't think I could. Is it necessary to own one?
Well, I just thought if I had a mini cow, it might be nice if I could get, homemade milk or cow-made milk. I'm a big milk drinker.
I don't drink milk, so.
You don't?
No.
If you would like to never drink milk again, there's a video of me that I could steer you to online where you watch me drink some milk and you probably would be talked out of it. I may or may not have thrown up 1 gallon of milk in 2.3 seconds.
Oh, okay, I'm going to start gagging.
I think I may have won vomit of the year for the big red button. Yeah, it was pretty pleasant. I'll send you the link.
That's good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm that guy. You have not caught any of my disgusting videos, have you? I do really horrible things to myself to bring people in so that I can talk to them about sobriety. It's
I don't think I want to. No. But I do see somebody quoting, Huxley was watching that movie yesterday, Billy Madison. I see them quoting that.
Never heard of it. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I do squirrel rehab in the wild.
That's
very
amazing.
Cool. SJ, you rock.
SJ is a babe, by the way.
I blew up that picture too. SJ is a babe. Make no mistake. Yeah. Spanx Calhoun says, hello, crew.
Hey
Jean Marie says, I'm allergic to vomiting. Is that possible? I know no one's a fan of it. Reese, I love you, but I'm not leaving my kids with you. Seriously, love watching you both. I have 2 cats. Hi, Christy. Okay, see that?
I get it. It makes the most sense to me too.
See, look at this. This is dedication. Or the early stages of mental illness. I'm not sure. But either way, no, I'm kidding. I think it's awesome that you're willing to lean in there and take one for the team like that.
I think it's healthy. My stepdad is a cattle rancher. They just don't have any mini cows. What?
I do prudish men rehab in the wild.
I love Hef. Oh my God. She does too.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
I love that. I love Hef.
That really is. That is funny as heck. So I think Reese and I are good. I promise, people. I'm glad that you were willing to come on. And by the way, I don't know if I've told you this today. You look great.
Okay, thanks. You're the only person. This will never happen again. I haven't showered. I've done nothing. I'm not even wearing a bra. So you're the only person I would do this.
Would have been good information before we started. I had an hour and 30 minutes to make, good good sweater muffin jokes and not so much as even a nod. Thanks. Good looking out.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. That's why I've been hunched over. Thank you. You're doing the Lord's work, Hef.
No question, Hef. For real. Thank you for what you do. I mean, there are not enough people out there. And I'm glad that SJ appreciates that and can see the importance of the work that you do. That is funny. I'm sorry. That is really, really funny. Jeremy Shelton says, good night, San Diego, and go. Yeah, never mind.
I love it.
I love Jeremy. Jeremy is also good for every single Seinfeld reference you could ever think of, which is just so important.
Yeah, I don't think Jeremy subscribes to my channel, but he is hilarious.
He is absolutely hilarious. One of the funniest people on the boat, to be sure. Reese, we love a good no bra day.
I can get away with it because I have small boobs, Barb. Yeah.
I'm voting.
Your hand. Oh, I thought you were comparing your hand.
No, I was voting. I'm a fan as well of the bra-free day.
Your hand is like 10 times the size of my boob, by the way. That's terrifying. I thought you were measuring when I said I had. No, I don't know what they say. What do they say?
More than a handful.
I think they're lying when they say that. I think all men like giant boobs, but that's fine.
Well, yeah, we do. But look at my hand.
Yeah, you're right. No boob would fit in your hand.
Anyways. Snotface says, I had to pause for 20 minutes. We were talking good about you, and I'm not even being funny. We really were.
Yeah, that's
true. Snot rescues foxes. I was just talking about you and raccoons. She has. I don't know if you've ever seen the scene from Ace Ventura when Mr. Sickadance or whatever his guy's name is. I heard animals in there, Ventura.
Yes, Satan. Okay, well, I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were someone else.
You know this. See? Good movie reference. Well, you know how he goes, what, you want to check? And he goes in and there's nothing there. Go on, snoop around.
Yeah. Yes. I love that part. I love that part.
Well, all right. Once again, if I can toss up anything that has something to do with tatas, I'm going to do it. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm. I see that about you for sure.
Wow. James Smith says, so many raccoons, so few recipes. You are courageous. We got raccoon lovers around here, my brother. You are courageous. Everybody take it easy on him. He was kidding.
That's gross.
Yeah, he was kidding. He was kidding. Snotface, I wish I could do what you do. It's a lot of work. Bless you for living and caring for wildlife. Amen.
Yes, Snotface. You really are doing the Lord's work. I love Make It Make Sense. Isn't she so cute? Look at her face.
Yes, she is.
She's so cute.
Yeah, blew that one up. I'm telling you, I blow everybody up because I'm blind, right? So that's why the iPad is so important because it's the only thing that it works well on. Like I can do that in 2 seconds with an iPad. If I do it with anything else, I have to actually take a photo and then kind of go edit it on the iPad. You're just like, and then it blows right up. And I'm like,
yeah.
Because don't you find that when you sit in the chair and you talk to people and everybody knows what you look like and you don't know what anybody looks like, you start feeling like everybody's kind of staring at you?
I think we've passed that feeling, especially with how I look today. So I've just moved on from it. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Everybody likes how you look today. We got to vote. I think you were there.
I'm a solid 2.
No, I wouldn't bang a solid 2 on a dare. Just not that dude. Keeping it real. It's not who I am.
Yeah.
And as we established on a previous video or earlier when we were discussing Tahoe. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I'd have no problem at all. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'd give it what?
That's incredibly kind.
I've always been that guy. I'm giving. You know what I mean? People say, Tommy, you give too much. I say, no, for real.
Again, doing the Lord's work. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And absolutely no news whatsoever to, fake news. She's right. Look, see this? That's my girl. She's not here right now. And if she gets a little bit thicker, I can live with that. Currently, Squirrel is probably slightly underweight.
Yeah, she's little.
I'm 100% good with that.
Tommy threw the first 3.
Damn right I did. Damn right I did. And you got to like this. The feminist movement got it right. It's much better to burn bras instead of jock straps. I think he nailed that. I think he nailed that.
I don't really know what a jock strap does. Honestly, I've never been familiar with them.
James Smith gets it. James Smith
right.
gets it.
That's right.
That's right. Or, you know, that's very close to the city of Reno. And I've actually seen shirts in Reno that says what happens in Reno stays in Vegas. So when you're up in the northern Nevada area, you're safe anyway.
I don't know that part of the world.
It is the most, you would love it. It's the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's just a beautiful, beautiful mountain range. It's breathtaking. I'm not kidding at all.
I'll have to check that out sometime.
Just wanted to say the phrase sweater kittens for Reese. I always went with sweater muffins, but sweater kittens works.
I've never heard that before, but I kind of like it, Tara. Thank you, babe.
I've also been pretty fond of the twins.
Yeah, you're a little outdated, though. You also used to call it a hoo-ha until we updated your modern.
Oh, no. You did not update. It was in my repertoire. I told you the ones that I use routinely. And they're not interchangeable. You understand? Like hoo-ha is for the general public. Bunny Fufu is not, technically.
I love Bunny Fufu. It makes me feel
Donner pass, or are you just assuming you're going to throw a B on that? Now that we're in that neck of the woods. I believe that would be Donner pass, where the Donner Party went through. Or that'll work. Could happen. Anyway. I got a cup for my son when he was wrestling. He couldn't move in it. I want to tell you something. I played football, and I played middle linebacker, and I also played center. I actually played both sides of the ball. And so the center hikes the ball to the quarterback, who spends a decent amount of time with his hands, like, you know, up there to catch the ball. And the third day of practice, this brand new kid that just got to our school said to the coach, I'm going to break my fingers taking snaps from this dude. That his cup is going to break my fingers. He's like, every time the ball comes up too hard. So the coach was like, lose the cup. I was like, well, that doesn't seem like can't this dude figure some other way out? Like, that doesn't seem like a good idea. I want to protect the boys at all costs, you know? We struck a deal.
Is that what it does? Is that what it's for? Does it go over everything? The cup is
to make sure it goes over your boys, yeah. And make sure that your reproductive marbles don't get smacked.
Wait, though, does it go over the wanker as well?
It does. He drops in there as well, which is rather inconvenient, but it's large enough to do that.
Gross. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, I thought so. But it's not technically sitting in a cup. Like, there's a piece of cloth. It sits on the outside of a jock, but they're horrible. It is not a particularly comfortable thing to wear. I'd actually rather just take a shot to the Kikilness and deal with it later, because it's not going to happen that often, because they're really uncomfortable. Hello to two of my favorites on YouTube. What a cool thing to say, Lori.
Thank you so much. Lori. Love you, babe.
No, she was talking about me and Squirrel.
Oh, good to meet you, Lori, then. So sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Squirrel's not even here.
She's probably actually referring to you and Squirrel.
No, she's not. The Franks and Beans. You get the reference? Go on. Is that one in your wheelhouse? Youngster?
Yeah,
youngster?
It is. Yeah, it's definitely in there. I went there for sure. Interesting.
You know, if you had told me 3 weeks ago that this is a comment I might be tossing up here on the lifeboat. Crop tops, not underwear for me. Don't usually go totally without, because it's cold here, and nips like to chafe. Coat pegs tend to draw attention. If you had told me that one was going up there 2 weeks ago, I probably would have gone, I don't know. But I love it. How did you get the beans above the Franks? Also, a very legitimate question. Like, I've seen the movie 5 or 6 times. I'm still trying to figure out how that could possibly happen, especially in an accident like that. And as much as you laugh, you do know that there's not a guy listening to me that has not had an accident like that. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's funny for the film, but I promise you that has happened to every single dude on planet Earth once. At least once. It happened to me. It happened to me as a kid, like 2 or 3 times in the little like sleeper things. So I made a point when Spanx Calhoun was born. I was like, look, when these things pull up, this is never going to happen to this kid in his life. You understand me? I want that zipper 13 inches away from his junk when you pull it up. I don't care what you got to do. Put cardboard down the front of this kid's pants. This is never happening to my kid, for real. If we got to get him a chastity belt or a cup, like this isn't happening to my kid in a onesie. I made sure it never happened. You know what else never happened to my kids? I swear to you. I never once slammed one of my kids' fingers in a car door because when I grew up, when your fingers got put in the car door, like you were going to the hospital. It wasn't like it is now, you know? So
that's terrible.
It never happened to my kid. I would go like this every time. I mean, until he was probably 12, I'd get in the car. I'd go, put your hands on the roof, right? If I had 6 kids in the car, I'd be like, hands on the roof. And all the kids put their hands up and then I start shutting doors. I'm not doing that. You know, all the stupid things that happen to me, they're not going to happen.
You learn from it. That seems to be the case.
I learned.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what it is, man.
That's hilarious.
You zip your stuff up in your junk up in a zipper once. You just do not want to happen to your kids. Just all that. How'd you get the bees about the freak? Again, probably not something that I would have thought might have gone up there, but we're not on the 5s.
Wow.
Are you all right?
I'm good. I'm gonna need to go get in the shower here shortly.
Yeah, okay. It's probably time to wrap this up. I think we put anything to death, don't you think?
I think we covered
I got sprayed changing a diaper the first time I changed a diaper. Are you kidding?
I did too.
The first time I did Calhoun's diaper, he peed on me. A little, yeah. My son was the greatest. I was super, super into being dad with him. I changed a lot of my kids' diapers. And yeah, he peed on me a lot.
That's so
you know what?
cute.
I dug it. He and I are to this day, man. I mean, my son and I are probably closer than any two people. He's just a great kid. He really is. He was in here earlier, but he's probably working. He's doing something for me, actually.
That's adorable.
Einhorn is Finkel? Finkel is Einhorn?
Your gun is digging into my hip.
Starts doing the plunger. Your gun's digging into my hip. He's got 40 pieces of gum in his mouth.
How would you like me to make your life a living hell? I'm not really ready for a relationship, Lois, but
thank you. That, you know what? The writing in that didn't get the credit it deserved because of what a good actor he is. Because the writing in that is genius. When she goes, you know what? You're acting juvenile. Yeah, and you're fat.
Yeah,
like he's just
saddlebags.
Yeah, why don't you cry about it? Saddlebags. And she walks off and he says to the dog, yeah I know. I really like her too.
She's know. Great. Looking for Ray Finkel and a clean pair of shorts.
Do you know something? The woman who was Finkel's mother was in the movie that I was in.
She was such a cute actress. She was in a lot of movies. She was
a sports nut, eh? Yeah, she was.
Would you like a cookie, son?
She got laces out.
Yeah.
She opens up the door to his room and there's just blood and everything all over the wall. And she looks in. What a sports nut. Oh,
I love that movie. That really didn't get the credit it deserved. That was a really clever movie. It was good.
I know, but that's the only control I have, Scarlett. You know what I mean? Those hanging comments, I can do nothing else. Like I don't have a lot of power in this world. Laces out, Dan. Look, before we go, we got to do this. Do you know so the woman that played Einhorn, if you happen to do a film with her, you're probably going to have to get a restraining order against her. Like she has been famous for like freaking out with almost everybody she ever did a film with.
What?
People in Hollywood. Yeah, look it up. I just read a bunch of stuff about this. Like she has freaked out on a bunch of actors. She apparently gets infatuated easy. Sean
Why
Young.
would she continue to have a career then? Who would hire her?
Well, when's the last time you saw her in a film? She's a very good actress. She just sadly seems to fall easily.
That's too bad. I think she's a really pretty lady. I think she's unusual.
She's absolutely lovely. And I thought she was excellent in almost everything she's been in. You know what I mean? I think she's a really good actress, but
I'm trying to think what else I've seen her in, but she's been in other stuff that I've seen.
She auditioned for Batman Returns and showed up in a cat suit. Yes, she did. And apparently had not been called to audition, which makes things a little awkward. You know what I mean? Like if you just happen to show up. Well, you know what? SPTV Tattoo Warrior usually comes in with the well thought out, knits proper nuts. That's Sean Young. So pretty much sums it up. We can drop the microphone. It is sad. She's a great actress, and that's unfortunate. But yeah, she was good in Blade Runner. That was the film I think I liked her the most in.
I never saw that.
Oh, I'm done. I swear to God. You and I we need a list. Yes, we need a list of films that you need to start watching. I'm not kidding. I need to make this list out.
I don't watch a lot of TV.
Says I forgot about that. She is so extra. What?
I don't really watch a lot of TV ever.
Well, there are films you have to see, though. This has nothing to do with TV. This transcends that. It's much bigger than that. It's far, far bigger than that. And okay. I think Don Anderson gets it when he says, "Watch it now."
Yeah, right? I got that too. It was kind of serious. He looks like a serious guy, honestly.
He's a serious guy. There's no question.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Virtually everything. Right. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't think that's the one I was actually looking at for, though. I think this is the one. Oh, yeah, there you go. Blade Runner was unbelievable. Trading Places, best film ever. Trading Places is a really good movie. I'm late. Who are we talking about? Well, let's see. If you're really late, we've done Bunny Foo-Foo's, Junk, Manscaping,
Feeding the Bears,
Penny Hamsters, Sweater Muffins. Have I left anything out?
Actually Feeding the Bears.
Oh, yes. And a planned tryst in Tahoe. Trying to keep it.
It is a tryst. It would be a tryst for sure.
Yes, on the
sick
on the
little tryst.
That's right. Well, affair sounds filthy, doesn't it? Like you're doing something just horrendously wrong.
Yeah, I've already gotten some hate mail about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, how about? Yeah, I did too, actually. How about if we just we're going to Tahoe to feed bears?
To feed the bears.
Yeah.
I'll bring the dog.
And if she looks like maybe she was getting ready to do the dash to the cab, it probably was related to feeding. You shouldn't feed bears anyway. Bad juju. They eat people, right? 1 out of 12.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. I mean, it's a low number. You're fairly
7.
safe.
6. But you were that close. I could have lied and said it was a 7 too. But
you could have lied.
Couldn't bring myself to do it.
I appreciate you truth telling.
I'm leaving that puppy up there. That's what we're leaving on. What do you think of that?
I think we should start a cat channel.
Ball. I think we should. And you know what? You really have to respect my honesty and integrity, because I said to Reese right before I went live this morning, pop in. I only want you for like the first 5 minutes, just so that everybody knows we're cool. And then I might keep you a little bit longer. It won't be much longer than that. Isn't that pretty much what I said?
Actually, I didn't listen to it.
The truth. See that? Our communication starts breaking down, and we're on day 3. What's that?
Hold on, though. I only listened to the most recent one because when you said hop on, I thought you were telling me to hop on and watch you at noon. So I was sitting on the couch answering emails, waiting for that. And then you're like, come on, I sent you a link. And I was like, what?
If you read above the part where I said hop on, you'll see where it says I sent you a link. Prior to that?
Noted.
But
no,
it was also very early, but it was early in the morning and you had just eaten blueberries, right?
Smoothie.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue. So
yeah, smoothie. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It was early and I was just catching up on emails. I got the towels in the dryer and I had no idea, but I'm glad that this happened. And it,
in my defense, I only went an hour and 44 minutes over what I said I was going to do with you. So
that's nothing.
Could have been a lot
like
worse.
A blink of an eye. That's nothing. But I just want you to know, guys, that I only did this for him. I'll never do this again. It's gross not showering. Like I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel boob sweat. And I'm like, ooh, I need to go get in the shower. They're starting to get sweaty. So, but I only did this for you. And I probably won't ever do it again because I don't like to look like this. I look like
just so that this is a gift. This is a gift because we're bridging the gap between men and women, right? I think this is something that happens on this channel or when we get together, and I think that this is kind of legitimate. It is really amazing how quickly something like grabbing your own chest can go from, damn, it's kind of hot to, what? Just with the phrase boob sweat. Like if you had just done this number, right? But once you say boob sweat, it's like you go from, oh, what? No, right? Like that whole thing of emotions took place in like 3 seconds.
I didn't feel any emotions. I don't know what you mean, but you don't
I
know
was
what
on
that's
my
like.
side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, but I know it's fun to watch right until you get up to that part where you go boob sweat. That's what I was making reference to. It was a lot of fun to.
And you know what else is weird? I don't ever go braless, and I was braless the other day, and now that I'm just grabbed these, I kind of get it. I told Jeff, I get why men like boobs. I never touch my boobs, but now that I'm doing it right now, oh, are we going to get demonetized? Sorry.
No,
Now that
no.
I'm
If I had
doing
said
it,
I'd never stop playing with them, that was just shock you saw.
they're
For real,
not.
I'd get nothing.
It's weird. I was like, they're kind of, and I get too. Jeff told me he doesn't like, which I'm sure he's lying. Kind of like the time he had a threesome. He was like, it's nothing. It's not what it's cracked up to be. Sure, it's not. But also, he said he doesn't like fake boobs. It, Sorry. He said he doesn't like fake boobs. He said they're awful. Seriously, they're really hard and not squishy. And when I started grabbing these the other day, and I haven't done this in a long time until today, they're kind of nice. Like I can kind of see why men kind of paw at women's boobs. And I don't think I would want, I want fake boobs because I want them to be bigger. I want them to pop out of the top of my turtleneck. But at the same time, I kind of like the squishiness.
Don't stop on my account.
Oh, anyway. No, I really do. I was like, these are kind of nice. This isn't a bad thing. And he was like, yeah.
I'm the really weird dude that that comes down on both sides of this equation. I have always been a big fan of them. Period. I always liked, always really dug real ones, and always been really fond of fake ones. Yeah, I just
kind of about you. Yeah, I could see that about you for sure.
I'm a fan of playing them. They really are just they're fun to play with.
I definitely see you with like a Malibu Barbie. Like I would never want to be around you in real life because I could just feel the judgment from here. I can imagine.
I'm with a Malibu Barbie, you said?
Yeah, I could really see that for you. Like just giant fake boobs and like perfect bleach blonde hair and nope.
She would have to be ridiculously intelligent and have to be able to carry on a very long conversation that would keep me enthralled. Right? That's where it starts. And I'm not even kidding. Now, if she happened to tick all those boxes and was fun to hang out with, I don't think that necessarily would bother me. But Tommy is looking for a stripper looking chick.
Yes.
I want to tell you something.
Definitely. I see that.
You people are cold. No, if I showed you, no, you know what's really funny? Look, so I've been married twice, once to a lawyer and once to a genetic engineer. So I tend to lean for the brain, truthfully. I really tend to lean for the brain. And then then we can tick off all the other boxes, but you just can only sleep with somebody for so long and then I'm stuck talking to them. And I'm really a communicator. Like this is I dig the whole talking thing, right? I really dig the whole talking thing. I'm the guy that says, how was work? And I'm actually listening. Reese knows a stripper. I don't want to be set up with a stripper. Like, I don't want to date a stripper. No offense to the dancers. I don't.
She's the one who said that. She was a stripper.
They prefer exotic dancer, by the way. They prefer exotic dancer. Not that I hung out with a lot of them, but they work hard and they should be called exotic dancers.
I can't wear a jumpsuit because my body is too long and my legs are too short, and it vacuum seals my panty hamster. Like my camel toe is like vacuum sealed in a jumpsuit. It's
one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life. So what causes this? Because your torso is too long and your legs are too short. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm like a chihuahua. I'm super long bodied. And when I try to put on a jumpsuit, it vacuum seals my camel toe.
Do you know something? You know, now that Tampa B said that, maybe I do like strippers. I don't know. That just sounded really hot. I'm not exotic. I stripped. I don't know. There's just something about that. All right. I'm worthless. Go ahead. Throw stuff at me. You're right.
It does seem like your type. That's all. You seem like you have a type, and that's all. We're just all thinking. It's not a judgment.
Do you want to hear something? I will tell you this. I have a type. That is the truth. But the type tends to be intelligent and blonde. And then that's usually how it worked. And that's no slam to any other color hair. But I do have a thing for blondes. I've always kind of had a thing for. So this morning's, your hair this morning looked. What are you doing?
I was looking for a actual decent picture of to see if I could.
Do you know how funny that just sounded? Huh? Seriously, everybody get that? They're going to edit that too. Someone's making a short of that right now. Hold on, Tommy. I'm looking for a picture of my actual.
Yeah, he definitely has a thing. He has a thing for blondes. He has a thing for blondes, guys. I was just trying to find a picture of myself where, like, I'm so long-bodied, but never mind because I dress this way intentionally. So here's me and Gert. I wear a lot of skirts. I'm very girly. Yeah, no, this is what I look like after I've showered. I purposely pull, like, my body looks normal, proportionate there. See?
Completely.
But it's because I have to high waist everything. I have to pull it up to here to look like I have normal length legs. I don't. Yeah, they're short.
So what you're saying is that the top of that skirt's 3 inches above your belly button?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. My dad is 6'4". He's very tall and long bodied, but my mom smoked cigarettes with me, so my legs are underdeveloped. So it's really a shame. So yeah,
Willie Weed had a request. I'm sorry.
Say this again. Oh, a cooter pick, Willie Weed?
Yeah, Willie Weed had a request.
I don't think you'd ever want to see that. I think that would scare the ever living right out of you.
Out of me? No.
Willie Weed and you.
You seem to appreciate many types, Tommy. Cute and brainy for you. I am. I'll be honest, and I mean this 100%. Brainy is the key. I went out with a girl for a very brief period of time who quite arguably was one of the most. You described her perfectly a few moments ago. In all honesty, she was that girl, but she was not burdened by deep thought, and we did not make it very long because you can only talk to somebody. You can only do it for so long before you have to actually sit down and have a conversation. I'm 5'8". Wait, what?
Oh my God, you're right. Laughs me.
Jamie Lynn says, I'm 5'8", so if a bathing suit isn't long enough, I fear it's going to split me in half like a cheese cutter. Okay.
Yeah, Tommy, in real life though, like if we could date, you and I would never work out because I'm such a fucking dumb bum. I have no smarts at all. But I want to tell you right now, you would work out with my dentist. Last me. Yeah, Denver Stevo. I'm doing it now. She just posted this picture of herself. They got a new office photo. That's my fucking dentist.
Really?
Yep.
Your dentist is lovely.
That's your type right there. That's what I see. That's what I see you doing.
I would prefer my dentist that way. Yeah. I mean,
look at her. Look at her. Look at her. She likes to post pictures of herself in her scrubs. Look at how tiny her waist is.
Yeah.
That's Tommy's type right there. You guys hit the nail on the head.
How tall is she, do you think?
How what?
How tall is she, do you think?
She's probably 5'6".
5'6". Okay.
Yeah, she's like 55. Look at those bodacious Bahama mamas.
She's 55?
Yeah.
Wow, the doctor did a beautiful job on those. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
For real. Get his address. I'll send him a Christmas card. But
I have to be honest.
Look at this.
She does amazing cosmetic work. Look at that shit. From the before and after.
Leon Spinks in the middle and Perfect on the bottom. You don't remember who that is, but it was a boxer that looked like that.
I have to be honest, and then we'll sign off. I honestly don't know. As unattractive as I think I am, and I really don't like my body. I don't like my face. I don't like anything about myself. I don't know that I'd want to trade places with that and look like that either. That's not my idea of like stunning beauty. I wouldn't want to look like that. I wouldn't want to be cut like perfectly like that.
No, I'll tell you something. Truthfully and honestly, I wouldn't want to change bodies with anybody. Like there's not a person on planet Earth I would like to change bodies with. I'm pretty comfortable being the dude I am. I'm a breaking down. I'm old and I'm doing it and I don't care. I would never get anything to fix myself. Like, I don't care, man. I really don't. Hey, Tommy and Reese, I didn't have a boob sweat or camel toe on my bingo card today.
Vacuum sealed camel toe, Brandy. That's the worst.
Yes, I believe the term was vacuum sealed.
Yeah, it's like flossing.
No, but I'm going to tell you something, and this is the gospel truth, whether you believe this or not. I couldn't find somebody hot from a photo, because the beautiful thing really is a whole lot bigger than that.
A person, yeah, I agree.
Attractive.
Yeah.
You can find them attractive, but attractive is a genetic lottery, and beauty is a choice that people make every single day. And you know what? I'd rather hang with someone who is not didn't win the genetic lottery as much, but chooses every day to be a beautiful person. I would rather hang with those people, and whether you people believe that or not, that makes doing the horizontal bop a hell of a lot more fun. If I can't laugh while doing it, I don't want to.
I agree. I was just going to say, I'm not turned on by super hot chiseled people. They don't do it for me. I'm like, those are a dime a dozen. I like somebody with a lot of imperfections that's funny. If you can make me laugh, if we can laugh and carry on a conversation, like you said, you can only get down so much. And then when that's done.
See, but when a woman says that, people believe you. When I say that, people are like, yeah, I don't buy it. But I'm telling you the truth. You have to be able to relate to somebody, especially the older you get. Because when you were a kid, you really only wanted to hang out for like 40 minutes, do what you were going to do, and then go hang out with your friends. It's not like that anymore, right? This is your friend. This is the person you're going to be hanging out with when you're done doing what you just did. And you really kind of got to make that one.
You got to look past that. So, that can't just be the foundation. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, she's a very, very, she's a very pretty dentist. I'm hoping she's a nice person too. She could be a shrew.
I thought she was going to match the way she looked, and I hate this is stereotypical of me, but I thought she was totally going to have like Kim Kardashian voice, and like I thought she was going to be bubbly. She's actually very serious and like talks very slow, and she was very kind. I told her that. I actually, when she was putting on a couple of crowns for me, I was like, I want to say you have nice, bodacious Bahama mamas, and I thought they were going to match your personality. And she said, no, people think that a lot.
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing with dentists. Like, her rack would be in my face the entire time. You know what I mean? Like, they're always leaning over you. I don't know that. I felt really uncomfortable. I think I would rather have a dentist that's a dude. Right? Because I just would feel weird staring at the girl's rack the entire time, which is inevitably what I would have done. And it seems that even in Scrubs, she's fond of the, letting just a little glimpse. And then she's going to lean down and go, all right, open your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I agree. It's weird. I thought for sure Jeff would switch to her immediately. And he keeps Dr. Mouse Tower, the guy. I was shocked. But I think
his name is what?
Dr. Mouse Tower.
Mouse Tower.
Well, that's his dentist. I see Dr. Careswell. Her name's Holly Careswell.
So here's the thing. If your last name is Smith, there's a decent chance that somewhere in your past, someone in your family probably was a blacksmith, right? Something along those lines, maybe a silversmith. What the hell did that guy's family do?
Well, I think it's kind of fun, honestly. I don't know.
His last name is?
I would love to be Reese Mouse Tower.
Yeah, but how do you get the last name Mouse Tower? Like, what did his family do? The Smiths were goldsmiths. What did the Mouse Towers do? They built really ridiculous, I just find that hellaciously funny. How does this happen?
Sounds like a good time to me, honestly. I'd love to have that last name. Something really fun like Nightwagon.
Well, how old is he?
Dr. Mouse Tower? I think he's pretty old. He's like 60.
So you're right there. You got everything you need. The Mouse Tower name, he's 60. Now you just got to go and find out, I don't know, check out the other important stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't know that I'd want to look like that, even if I could look like that.
Oh, like the woman?
Yeah, I don't know that that's a lot of maintenance. I don't know that I'd want to walk around. And I'm not shaming her, by the way. She's absolutely stunning. But that doesn't last forever. I kind of want to be known for my personality. Like, I want to be remembered for that, not for my giant fake tits. Like, yeah, we can all go get those. I mean, I'd like something a little more unique.
I think and I think you're going about it the right way. Letting people see that you're funny and letting people see who you are. Because as I said, really, I mean, you can't, whereas you can't maybe fall in love with a photo when you look at it. If you see somebody and you get their personality, that's why people show up and watch these things. It's interesting to see other people and find out who they are and things like that. And you're really, really funny as hell.
Well, thank you. I prefer humor over anything else. I would rather have humor than looks.
Well, yeah, but you're not hurting in the looks department either. You just got to stop doing that. You beat yourself down.
Today.
There's no reason to.
Okay.
I would.
It's bad today. It's not the best today, but we can do better, and I will do better. I promise, guys. I'll wash off the boob sweat and put on some makeup.
Are we going to do that like in the green room when this is done, or when are we going to do that? I'll stick around for that.
Yeah. I don't think it's anything you want to see. I promise. It's really.
I'll stick around.
It's unattractive.
What's that? Why don't we let me be the judge of this? We've already established that you're not worth a fart in that entire area. Like you don't know what you're doing, so it doesn't really work out for us to just take your word for it, because you put yourself at a deuce earlier. A deuce, people.
Fine.
A deuce.
Thrice. I'll take 3. I'll be a 3.
Wouldn't have less than a 7.5 on my show. You want to hear something horrible? I'm going to leave with this one but Margot Robbie. You know who Margot Robbie is?
Yeah, she doesn't do it for me.
Well, here's the thing. It honestly has nothing to do with this conversation, because what this conversation is, do you know that there's this like hate campaign going across the internet picking on this woman for what was one of the terms? She has her quality is trailer park attractive was one of the things they said. They're calling her the mid-grade, that she is a 7. I think that whole concept, the number game thing should stop, is my point.
Yeah, I
Truthfully
agree.
and honestly. Question, Reese, can we get a little misbehaving for Tommy?
Tommy doesn't understand what it means, guys. So no, it's stupid to do it on his channel. Did you ever watch The Righteous Gemstones? It's like my favorite show.
The Righteous Gemstones? No. Oddly, too, because it's been on my list of things. I was just telling Johnny this morning, you know what I need to do? I need to catch more of I can't back that up. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It has John Goodman. It's a hilarious show. It is like hard to make me laugh, and it's a funny show. A lot of people love it. There's a song on the show that we always sing on my channel, but it doesn't, guys, it's stupid. It doesn't apply here. Silly.
Make no mistake, people. And all of you who are thinking Margot Robbie is a 10, I promise you that woman today is bumming from what's going on the internet. I promise you. Because it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to really damage a person's, again, and we got it easy as guys because we don't have it the same way, right? I did a show on this. I did it for my daughter and for fathers so that they can talk to their kids, because it's messed up how we treat little girls. If you haven't seen the show I did on it, you guys should. But it's
true.
Yeah, it's a pretty messed up.
You have to think about that. I always think about that, like when I do think I'm like the ugliest person alive, I'm like, Jennifer Aniston got cheated on. Like, come on. Like, it's got,
well, and the sad thing is that, like I told you, I spent a time with a girl who was literally like a supermodel, and she was the most insecure person I ever met in my entire life. That girl used to eat tissue paper. Like, we would be out and she would eat tissue because it would take up space in her stomach so that she wasn't hungry. Yeah. And wouldn't do anything for her for size. She was one of the saddest people I ever met, horrifically. And it's really sad that so when I had a daughter, it changed my entire perspective on life. And my goal is to make sure my daughter realizes that those girls aren't real anyway. They're computer generated. They are. I mean, they may start with her face, but the entire thing is computer generated. And it's just sad. She doesn't deserve that because she decided to make art any more than somebody that's 190, 290, or 390, right? No matter what side of that spectrum you're on, we should talk about the fact she's a shit human being if she is, or a great human being if she is, right? Those would be interesting things. But we're talking about whether or not the 3 years she's aged since Wolf of Wall Street, or 8 years or whatever, has turned her into mid-grade. Mid-grade? That's what we used to call pot that wasn't good, right? You had the swag, which was the brick stuff that came from Mexico. And then you had kind bud, right? The top of the food chain, the indoor, the chronic, whatever you want to call it. And the midi. The midi was everything that was in between. And it's just a crappy thing to say about a human being.
Well, she is absolutely gorgeous. And that makes me sad for her.
It does. And Margot, if you're feeling bad, call me.
There, yeah. Get down with Tommy. If I was a guy, for whatever reason, she wouldn't be my type. But
I just want to make her feel better on the telephone. She's married. I just wanted to talk to her and let her know that there are people out there that just want to be jackasses because their entire life they wish that they had come across someone like her. And since they can't, Probably not because of who they are. I mean, of what they look like, but because of who they are. So they're going to crap all over anybody that they don't think they can get. And that's just a really sad thing.
Total jealousy. I mean, to call
good
Margot
for you, inappropriate heifer. That's a gift.
Huh?
Oh, look at that.
That's sweet, Sherry. I love you
just
too,
wanted to say you both. How kind is that? Okay, now
guys,
stop doing that because we're going to wrap this up. Most likely eradicating mice in towers, lighthouses, and castles. You are a genius. See that?
Yeah, that's what he does. That's probably what he did. Now he works on teeth.
Well, his ancestors, to be sure. Okay, smart girl. Over the weekend, work on Engelbert Humperdinck and get back to me on that one. Okay, people.
Before we go, guys, if there's anybody that wants to subscribe to me, come over to my channel. I'm Relatable Reese. If you don't like me and you find me annoying, please don't do it.
If you don't like her or find her annoying, don't tell me that. She's a friend of mine.
Just stick around on this channel. I don't want you over there if you don't like me. But if you do like me, come over and subscribe.
Okay. And if you're going to catch us, you'll catch us on one or the other because I don't simul stream. Cutting an audience in half makes absolutely no sense. Doesn't help the algorithm. It is weird. And if you cut it by 6, boy, oh boy. So I would just bring my audience. You guys are cool, right? We'll just pack up and head over to hers. That's usually how we do it. And it's a lot more fun. You know what? You have been such a sport to come on here and do this because I was going to try to explain it. And then the recent, it would have been Reese and him are really getting like if they were getting along, she would have been there and all of that. I just didn't know this was happening until right before I went live. And you're such a trooper to come on 3 minutes notice.
No makeup whatsoever. You're very welcome.
It doesn't get you out of the weekly show, though.
It was a one-time deal. I'm not doing this again. I have to put something on. But thank you.
Well, you can get all dolled up, but we have a weekly show. This was the weekend. This was an emergency. Okay, good. All right, you have a fantastic day.
I'll talk to you soon. We will text. And guys, love you all. Thank you for having me. It was fun.
You guys are fantastic. You'll see the cat later. I love you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Reese.
You're welcome.